And we are live back again with another one. And this is match week 34 preview of this season's English Premier League with your boy Dominic Rich. And we have 10 games to preview today. We had midweek games. We had games last weekend along with the FA Cup semifinals. We have Champions League the previous week. So it's been very, very busy, man. You know what I mean? So it's like non-stop football. Are you feeling the burn? I'm telling you, man. It is hectic. And just like for the players, for the people covering the football, it's very hard as well. It is very, very, very difficult. So, look, I'm supposed to start at 8:45, but we're going to have, about an 18-minute head start today. And with that 18 minutes, I'll be running through a couple of these matches, the you know what I mean, the smaller games like Norwich, Newcastle. We have a Brighton, Southampton, games that don't really have much consequence when you really think about it, you know what I'm saying? And we got a few more to talk about in terms of Crystal Palace, Leeds, Burnley, Wolves. That's a big one in terms of the relegation for Burnley. European football for Wolves. We got Leicester, Aston Villa. We got Brentford, Tottenham, London Derby. We got Chelsea, West Ham, another London Derby here. We got Liverpool, Everton, Man City, Watford. We're going to have a fun one, man. Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button if you're yet to do so. Appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving the channel all season. So let's, go to the Premier League homepage, see if there's any news. Big news, no big news, right? Match week 34 preview, Saturday's matches. Can Smith join an elite group, and will Man City make history against Watford? All right, there's been, team of the season cards came out for nominees on EA Sports. I'm not going to get into too much of the off the field things today because we have so much to do that you got to actually get to the content, man. So without further ado, let us just go to the fixtures, and we're going to talk about the first game that I got on the list today, and that will be Norwich versus Newcastle. Norwich still in the relegation zone. Newcastle, as you guys know, have now officially survived. So congratulations to Newcastle. They're 11th with 40 points. And for Norwich, they are at the bottom of the table with 21 points. So imagine Newcastle was around that area, late last year, early this year, and they recovered very, very well. So once again, big up to everybody watching the stream. If you're watching the replay, make sure you like the video. If you're tuning in right now, appreciate it, man. Share it with a friend. Guys, look, Norwich versus Man United. The last game, 3-2 win for United. And for Newcastle, a 1-0 win over Crystal Palace. What happened the last time the two teams met, you may ask? Well, the last two games between the two teams have ended in a draw, and the last team to win a match was Norwich back in 2019. Early on in the season, I think that was probably the second game of the season, Norwich defeated Newcastle 3-1. They met in the championship previously where there was a draw and a win for Newcastle. So across the last 10, Norwich do have 2 wins, Newcastle do have 3, and there's been 5 draws. So there's been a lot of draws between these two clubs. So look, let's focus back on the game that we're having this weekend. Dean Smith versus Eddie Howe. This will be the 5th time. 1 win for Smith, 2 wins for Howe, and 1 game have ended in a draw. This will be the 9th meeting for Dean Smith against Newcastle, and he got 3 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses, and the 10th meeting for Howe against Norwich, 3 wins, 3 draws, and 4 losses. So not a very good record for both managers against the opposite teams. So, look, in terms of overall record there, you could see on the screen all-time matches, 17, 7 wins for Newcastle, 5 for Norwich, 5 draws. In terms of players to watch here, guys, I'm going to actually go with for Norwich City. The only player I could really talk a lot of good things about is Timo Pukki, man. You know what I'm saying? If Norwich had about 5 Timo Pukkis, they will be actually above the relegation zone right now. You see what I'm saying? And you got to give it to them. You definitely got to give it to Pukki, I mean, because he has been a stand-up player for Norwich City. So, guys, just so you know, I do have a guest coming on today to be my wingman, and we're gonna have some fun talking about these games. So, I do have my boy Adam the Great. Adam, how are you, bro?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
Tired, bro. Tired.
Tell
Tired.
me about it.
It's been a long day for me, bro. It's
Yeah,
been a
I
very,
believe
very
you.
long
I
day.
believe you.
Yeah, I got up very, very early, went to work, tired as hell at work, came home, took a nap, and I've been preparing for the stream all evening, along with dealing with my boy Liam, of course, you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
you know how it is. You know how it is.
Uh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so Adam, we're gonna jump straight into proceedings, bro. We're talking Norwich,
Okay.
Newcastle. And for
Okay.
me, players to watch for Norwich, I'm going to go with Pookie. For Newcastle, I'm going to go with Bruno Guimaraes because he has definitely hit the ground running. And if Newcastle could attract more players like the Brazilian international, they would definitely be good next season. Who do you identify from both teams that we should keep an eye on?
I would say Rashica from Norwich because
Mm-hmm.
he's a talent. He's a talented player, and he could make uh, things work in the attack.
Definitely.
He's yeah. And from Newcastle, Saint Maximin. He's a beast of a player. Like I rate him highly.
Yeah, very, very entertaining player, though, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
with the dance moves and the dribbles and
Y-
everything, man.
yeah.
So
But his runs, his work on the ball and off the ball, that's something I don't know, really, really commendable.
definitely, well said, man. Well said. So in terms of both teams, for Norwich, Josh Sargent is should be back for the Aston Villa game, so he should miss out on this one. Brandon Williams should be available since he couldn't face his parent club, Man United. Kenny McLean is doubtful. PM Lees Milou should be back from injury. And Adam
Hmm.
Ida, Andre Omobama and Lucas Rapp are all, along with Ozan Kabak, is ruled out, while for Newcastle, Ryan Fraser, Kieran Trippier, Colin Wilson, Isaac Hayden, and Jamal Lewis are all ruled out. So, Adam, as you know, I'm going to read through some insights and then we'll get to the part where, you could let me know what you think will happen in this game, okay?
Okay,
Yeah, so just bear with me a second there. So, did you
take your
guys
time.
know? Yeah, did you know all 5 of Norwich City's Premier League wins against Newcastle United have come at home? They have beaten no side more at Carrow Road in the competition than the Magpies, also 5 wins against Southampton. Newcastle have lost each of their last 3 away Premier League matches. And just side note on that, they have won 6 home wins, 6 home games on the trot, but away, not that good. They last lost more consecutively in January of 2021 with 5 consecutive defeats. 10 of Magpies' 13 points on the road this season came in a 4 match spell between January and March of this year. So they've been pretty good this year, 3 wins and a draw. Norwich are looking Premier League home matches since August of 2019, since the second fixture of which was against Newcastle. The last one back to back Premier League matches at Carrow Road within the same season in January 2016. Having won their first Premier League match at Norwich 2-1 in January 1994, Newcastle are winless in the last 7 top flight trips to Carrow Road. 2 draws and 5 losses. In terms of the official, Chris Kavanagh would be in charge. So, Adam, bro, look, Newcastle does not have a good record away to Norwich City. But
Yeah.
Their form right now is very commendable. What are your thoughts on the result here? What do you think the result would be?
I think it's gonna be a draw.
You're going for a
A
draw.
draw. Yeah. That will that will be an okay. It will be an okay result for Newcastle, and well, for Norwich it will be another point, but it wouldn't mean much.
Yeah, well said because Newcastle doesn't really have much more to play for unless
Yeah.
they want to continue winning. And with their remaining games, who knows what could happen? They might,
True.
if the teams in the top 10 slump, they could maybe sneak into a conference league spot. You never know. You never know.
You never know.
But
Yeah.
exactly. But I actually think Newcastle got enough in them right now to actually go on to win this game and break that jinx at Carrow Road because of the way they've been playing. Bruno Guimaraes, he's been playing very, very well. Alan
Yeah.
St.
Yeah. Great
Maximin, you
player.
mentioned. Yep, you mentioned Alan St. Maximin. And you know what? I actually mentioned a few days ago in a live stream that since Newcastle signed Bruno Guimaraes, I said another Brazilian that would suit Newcastle would be Lucas Paqueta. And guess
Mhm.
why? A couple days after that, I saw links to Paqueta, Newcastle. I was like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to find that clip and I have to clip it out and put it on my channel because if that happens, that will be some really crazy scouting, man. Because there were
Yeah.
actually no rumors on Paqueta to Newcastle, but I think he would make a very, very good addition to Newcastle squad, and it's always good to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a few
He would.
Brazilians
He
in your
would. Yeah.
team. Yeah. So Adam, I'm gonna go for Newcastle to win the game 2 goals to 1. Though I think they've been playing some very, very good football. And for Norwich, they just can't really seem to put together anything consistent. And I can't put my faith in Norwich City though. Their midfield isn't creative enough because if they give the ball more to Timo Pukki, then you know what would happen. But the thing is,
Yeah. Yeah.
even if they score the goals, could they actually defend the goals? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see. I see.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go for Norwich to lose this one again and Newcastle to win 2 goals to 1. So, you know, that's my thoughts on that game. We are gonna move
Hmm.
on, but before we do, Norwich 20th, 21 points. Their next game will be against Aston Villa. That's coming up April 30th, Saturday. That's next Saturday. And for
Hmm.
Newcastle United, their next match will be a big one against Liverpool at St. James's Park. Where, as a City fan, I'm hoping that Newcastle gets something from that game. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep it moving though, and we're gonna move on to the next one: Brighton versus Southampton. But look, big up to everybody in the chat right now, man. Not a lot of people in the chat right now, but Shane Mousse, Elias Abs, King Hoddle, Barack Obama, everybody in here right now, man. Appreciate you guys. Don't be shy. Say hello to Adam. Adam coming in from Croatia right now, so it's very late. It's past midnight. But Adam said, you don't have work. You don't have work today, right?
Yeah. I don't have work. Yeah.
All right. So that's great. That's the best thing, man. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always
The
it's
best thing.
always
Yeah.
it's good to have a little company today. You know what I'm saying? A a,
Yeah.
li-
I
a
believe you. I
wing,
believe you.
yeah, a wingman. It's if you go to a party, it's always good to have a buddy. You know what I'm saying? To watch the girls and talk about. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
I
good to
I gotta
have.
say one thing.
Mm,
Those videos that you posted with a Liverpool fan. I don't know his name, but you,
Michael.
yeah,
Is it
not
Mike
Michael.
or Kyle? Kyle.
Kyle. Yeah,
Yeah.
those videos were quality. Like I like him. I like you. Like both of you made a
You like
video.
you
So
like those,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, yeah,
Qu-
yeah. You
quality
got
quality content.
you got more coming, man. Yeah, Kyle and I have some good chemistry, and we working on something. You know what I'm saying? Big up to the boy Ryan in the house. Big up to Clinical. Everybody, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the video. So we're gonna keep it moving, Adam, because we have a whole lot to go through. And when we get to the
Yeah, yeah,
bigger ones, we're gonna be talking about those ones for much longer. So for Brighton Southampton here, this is a South Coast derby, Adam, because both teams are located on the south coast of England. I think these are the only two teams from the South Coast that's in the league right now. And another team that's popular from the South Coast is like a team called Portsmouth, and they haven't been in the
yeah,
league for a while. So
yeah,
big South Coast derby here between Brighton and Southampton. Look, Adam, this game doesn't really have a lot of consequence
yeah,
because both teams pretty much are going to survive. So it's just another game where, it's a fixture that has to be played. So nothing
yeah,
really exciting. This is not a game I would actually tune in to watch. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because it
Same,
does
same.
it doesn't have any consequence. But in terms of the teams, Brighton are coming off of a 3-0 loss to City, and Southampton also coming off of a 2-0 loss to Burnley. In terms of the last meeting between the two teams, it ended in a 1-1 draw, and the previous match was a 2-1 win for Brighton, and the previous game was a 2-1 win for Southampton. So, these teams have been going back and forth, but for Brighton, they only have a one win across the last 10 against their southern counterparts there. And in terms of the all time Premier League results, you could see there a single win for Brighton in 9 outings, Southampton with 3 and 5 draws. So Brighton doesn't really, do well in this South Coast derby here.
Yeah,
In
they
terms of
don't.
the managers, Hassan Huto versus Graham Potter. This would be the sixth meeting with Hassan Huto with 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Potter with 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. Same record against Southampton. And for Hassan Huto against Brighton, 3 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. So he does have a good record there against Brighton and Hove Albion. So in terms of
Yeah.
players to watch, Adam, for me, well, let me let you go first. For Brighton and Southampton, who are two players you could identify that would we need to keep an eye on in this game?
For Southampton, it's obvious. James Ward-Prowse. I don't need to go further. We know why.
Yeah,
And for Brighton, Terry Clemty. I think he
Tarek
plays for
Lamptey.
Brighton. I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He's a baller. He knows how to play. Like I like him there. I really like him. It's
Do
a
you
shame
think?
that we.
Yeah,
It's a
I was
shame we
just about to ask you.
sold him.
I was
It's a
just
shame
about
we
to
sold him.
ask you, man. And guys, Adam is a big Chelsea fan, and he be in the comments a lot during the live stream. So he's been on the channel a few times, so it's nice to have him back as well. So look, for me, for Brighton, I'm gonna go with the young Ecuadorian international Moses Caicedo. I think in the last few games he has really stepped up against City. He was really, really good. And in the wins against Tottenham and Arsenal, he was also very, very influential. I think he played in those games as well. I think those games were his first 3 starts for Brighton. And let's keep an eye on him. Once fit, he will be at the World Cup representing Ecuador, where his nation was drawn into Group A to face Qatar, Senegal, and the Netherlands. So keep an eye on this youngster, Moses Caicedo, who was linked heavily with a move to Manchester United, but chose to go to Brighton. And for Southampton, I'm going to go with their goalkeeper, Fraser Foster. The reason why I'm going to go with Fraser Foster is because his contract is running down. He's been doing very, very well for the club. He was not the number one goalkeeper, but I think he has stepped up really, really well. And, Southampton owe him a lot because Alex McCarthy, I think has lost the trust of the manager because he hit an injury and it cost the
Hmm.
team a match early on in the season, and he's been out ever since. So let's see if Fraser Foster is going to get himself a new contract And let's see if he will be Southampton's goalkeeper come next season. So, in terms of the player availability here, Shane Duffy for Brighton, doubtful. Yves Bissouma, suspended 2 games, and he served one against City. Alzate is doubtful. Leandro Trossard took ill and missed a City game. He's also a doubt. And Jakob Moder is out for the rest of the season. For Southampton, only the aforementioned Alex McCarthy would most likely miss this game, not being involved in the squad itself. Did you guys know Brighton and Hove Albion have won only one of their 9 Premier League matches against Southampton, drawing 5, losing 3, and are yet to beat the Saints at home in the competition, 1 draw and 3 losses. 5 of the 21 Premier League goals scored in the meetings between Brighton and Southampton have been penalties, 24%. Of all fixtures to had at least 20 goals scored in the competition, this is the highest ratio to have spot kick goals. Southampton have won each of their last 3 Premier League matches at Brighton. They are looking to win 4 consecutive top flight away trips to an opponent for the very first time in their history. Brighton have won 36% of their Premier League matches played on a Sunday, 10 out of 28, and are unbeaten in such fixtures this season, winning 3, drawing 1. Only on Fridays, 50%, 3 out of 6, the Brighton have a higher win rate on a specific day of the week. Robert Jones will be in charge of this game. Adam the Great, let me know your verdict here. Southampton, Brighton, what's your prediction?
I actually think that Brighton might win. I don't know why, but that game against City showed me that Brighton can be a threat. And before City, I mean, they beat Arsenal and Tottenham, so I
Yeah.
can see a 1-0 win for Brighton.
All right. Solid, solid, solid. I'm actually going to go in for a draw though, because I think Southampton, they need a respond after that Burnley loss. And they did respond from that 6-0 drubbing that Chelsea gave them with a win against Arsenal. So they've been a bit inconsistent. And, this game could be a very tricky game because, like, both teams don't really have anything really to play for in terms of, their league status or anything, or qualifying
Mm,
for European football. So I could see a lot of rotation here. So that's where the doubt comes in. The result could go anyway, in my opinion. But I'm pretty sure any manager that pick up a win here, it would just be another feather in their cap to work on, to build on for next season.
yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw here. I'm gonna play it safe.
Yep,
Definitely gonna keep it moving as well. So for
yeah.
Brighton, they're 10th, 40 points. Their next game will be against Wolves. Then they do face Man United, Leeds, and they finish off the season against West Ham United. Southampton, on the other hand, are 13th. They do have 39 points. It would be nice for them to get to 40, so I think they will get to 40 with a point in this game. Their next match will be against Crystal Palace. Then they do face Brentford. They have a game against Liverpool, and they finish off the season against Leicester City. So big up to everybody watching the stream right now. Make sure y'all smash up the thumbs up button. Hot chili, how are you? Adam, we're gonna keep it moving. We are
Okay.
going into the third match, man. What's the weather like in Croatia right now, bro?
Uh, Muddy. That's the only way I can say it.
It's
Like,
what, muddy?
uh, uh, it's it was raining all day, so
Oh,
muddy.
okay,
I
okay.
don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but actually, there was an earthquake like three
Wow.
3 hours ago.
For real.
Yeah, yeah, in Bosnia. It was pretty high
Mm,
magnitude. Yeah, so I
yeah.
felt it here. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
I
not
didn't
a
hear I didn't
it was
hear
not a
anything
good
about
feeling.
it. Yeah, I know. One time, man, I was at work, probably like 10 years ago, and there was a slight tremor. And I actually
Mm,
felt I felt the room tilt. It was
yeah,
like the room was like tilting, and I was like, whoa, you feel that? And there was actually a car. I can't remember if the car was up on the lift, like I was at work, but I actually felt like the ground, like it felt like I was tilting over, so that's not a good
Yeah,
feeling at
yeah,
all, man.
yeah. It's not. It's not.
So we're gonna move into the next game, and that game is the match that's coming up on Monday between Crystal Palace and Leeds United. And this is also a game. It's gonna be an important game for Leeds because even Palace are safe, but for Leeds, as I was mentioning last night, Adam, are not safe from relegation as yet. That's the thing, because they have 33 points, and let's say Everton win their next game and Burnley also win their next game, and Leeds lose their match, then it means that Leeds would be drawn into the relegation scrap. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
So they are not safe yet. So this game,
they're not. Yeah.
this game is a big game. This is definitely a big one, man. And you know, this is coming up on Monday. I think I'm gonna do my review on Sunday. I might,
Hmm.
because I wanna talk Champions League on Monday, so I might just do the review and maybe talk about that game during the Champions League and the Europa League. I might talk about some European competitions on Monday next week. So yeah. So in
Hmm.
terms of this game, man, Newcastle won, Crystal Palace nil in their last game, Leeds United 3, Watford nil in their last. I have. It feels like it's been forever since I've seen Leeds play because they missed the last two. They missed the last weekend and they didn't play during the middle of the week. So they are a team that should be well rested coming into this match. So, in terms of the last meeting, they actually defeated Crystal Palace a goal to nil earlier this season, and the previous match was actually a 2-0 win for Leeds. The first match on return to the Premier League, Crystal Palace battered them 4 goals to 1, and previously they met in the Championship back in 2013, where the game ended in a 2-2 draw. So, in terms of the Premier League all time results, 9 matches, there's only been one draw. 5 wins for Leeds, and there's been 3 wins for Crystal Palace. In terms of the managers, Jesse March and Patrick Vieira, this would be the first ever meeting between the two managers. This would be, this would be, no. I'm wrong with that one. This would be the first meeting for Jesse Marsh against Crystal Palace, but these two managers have actually met each other 9 previous times, I think, during their time in MLS football, because both managers were managing the New York City clubs. One, Vieira was managing New York City FC, and of course, Jesse March, who came to the Red Bull system, was managing New York Red Bulls. So someone who knew about that rivalry was probably like, "Damn, what are you talking about?" But yeah, that was just I just misread that. So there's been
Yeah.
rich history. Yeah, there's been a lot of history between these two managers. Jesse March has 5 wins, 3 losses, and 1 game have ended in a draw. Patrick Vieira's only game against Leeds, it was a loss. So, in terms of players to watch for both teams, Adam, let me know your thoughts. Like, who you think we should keep an eye on in this game for both Crystal Palace and Leeds United?
For Palace, Wilfried Zaha, he's a he's a great player. Although he tends to get frustrated a lot, so that's a minus.
Yeah.
But
You think
and for
that affects his game though when he gets too
it,
frustrated and he loses temperament and
definitely,
all of that?
definitely.
Yeah. He's a
And
very
for
short
Leeds,
fuse player though.
yeah, very sure, yeah. And for Leeds, Rafinha, he's their best player.
I've been seeing links, Rafinha being linked to Chelsea. Do you think you guys were going for him?
If we would, we would just ruin him.
You would just what?
Uh, ruin him. He would,
Oh, you would
he would
ruin him.
win
You
the,
would ruin. Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand. Yeah,
ruin.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go to Chelsea though. With the situation
No,
at Chelsea, with new owners coming in and all, I think they would be reluctant to spend big money, and they would
yeah,
just want to keep the players they have. Push through players from the academy, the players that's out on loan. Maybe utilize some of those players as well. You
Yeah,
don't wanna you don't wanna just go and spend big, or maybe you could sell Lukaku and use the money and actually, help to rebuild this. Well, continue to rebuild the squad next season. But
but but
Rafinha,
but who
mhm,
but who wants to buy Lukaku? No one. He's in no form at all. He doesn't want to play.
he's
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 really
he,
bad.
he's gonna go back to India, bro. I said India, Inter.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said. I don't know why I said India though. I don't know why I'm thinking India. Inter. So yeah, he's gonna go back to Inter Milan, man. I think that's what might actually happen. But
probably.
Rafinha is also the player I have to watch for Leeds. There's been rumors that he could be joining Bayern Munich. That won't be a bad move
Yeah,
for him at all.
yeah. That
That,
would be a good move. Yeah, good move.
yep. So for Crystal Palace, we actually going for both the same players, Zaha and Rafinha, because both players are very dynamic and very entertaining to watch. And I think we're gonna have a good game here, man, because both teams play a very attacking style of football with Vieira and Jesse Marsh. And I don't think any of these managers are gonna hold back because nothing to play for in terms of Crystal Palace, but for Leeds, they need to pick up points in order to preserve their Premier League status here. So, in terms of the player availability for Palace, Luka Milivojevic is doubtful. He has not really been involved under Vieira, anyways. And Michael Olise is also a doubt. Nathan Ferguson out completely. For Leeds, Tyler Roberts out for the rest of the season. Patrick Bamford has been out for most of this season. Adam Forshaw is also out, while Junior Firpo and Jamie Shackleton is available for selection again from injury. And it gets to the section here, the latest and the greatest, guys. Following a 3-2 win at West Ham United in January, Leeds are looking to win consecutive league matches in London for the first time since April of 2008 in League One. The Yorkshire side last won consecutive top flight fixtures in the capital in May of 2003. Crystal Palace are unbeaten in their last 5 home league matches against Leeds, winning 3 and drawing 2, winning this exact fixture 4-1 last season. Leeds have won their last 2 league matches against Crystal Palace, though both have been at Ellen Road. They are looking to complete their first league double over the Eagles since 94-95, while they have never won three consecutively against them before. The Eagles are unbeaten in their 4 Premier League contests on a Monday this season, winning 1 and drawing 3. They beat Arsenal 3-0 in their last such outing, last winning consecutive top flight Monday matches in January of 2005. Darren England would be in charge. Adam, let me know your verdict for this one. What's your prediction?
I have a high scoring draw, a 2-2 draw,
Yeah,
because
I'm
I think both
actually.
teams will
Mm, mm.
both teams will be attacking, and we know that both defenses are not really the best. So it's gonna end in 2-2.
Solid prediction. But I'm actually gonna go for a Leeds United win here, simply because I think they're in a more desperate position, and they have been in very good form as well. So you got to give them some credit for actually pulling things back. 33 points right now, unbeaten in their last 4 under new manager Jesse Marsh. And those results are 3-0 against Watford, 1-1 against Southampton, beating Wolves 3-2, very controversial game there, and defeating Norwich 2 goals to 1. So they've really pulled things back, man. That's 10 points in the last 4 games. So let's say they struggled and pick up 3 points, they would have been very much in the relegation scrap. As I mentioned, if they fail to get any points here, and the likes of Everton and Burnley pick up points in their games, where for Everton it would be very, very hard to pick up 3 points against Liverpool, but they also did that last season. So it is also still difficult. I'm actually think Leeds are going to win this game. I think their good form is going to continue. They've been, having a lot of rest, a lot of time to prepare for this game. Whilst for Crystal Palace, they've lost the last three in all competitions. And I think their problem a lot of times have been game management this season. And even though it's been a stellar season for them, 37 points after 32 games, I think they will struggle. I think they will struggle in this game. I really think they would struggle in this game, and I'm gonna go for Leeds because when you look at the Leeds United team, the firepower that they have, Rafinha, the pace of Dan James, Rodrigo has been playing well. Jack Harrison, played previously under
Yeah,
Patrick Vieira. I actually
yeah.
met Jack Harrison and Vieira before in 2018. So, crazy, crazy
Oh, that,
story.
yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I met David Villa as well during that same, they all were on that same team.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, you have Calvin Phillips back, you have Liam Cooper back, so I think Leeds are in a very, very solid position right now. And coming up against a team that's mid-table right now, I think they'll handle themselves very well. 3-1
Yeah.
to Leeds. I think we're gonna have goals. Like you said, we're gonna have goals, but I'm gonna go for Leeds to win 3-1. You
But
know.
but you see, when
Mm,
a team rests for longer than a week, I think that could actually uh, not that could not help them actually, because when you don't play for a long period of time, like you get stiff. Okay,
yeah,
you train, but
that too. It could go both ways though, because I've seen
yeah.
sometimes you see a team's been out for almost 2 weeks. They get lucky and be out for 2 weeks, no games, right? And then they
Mhm.
come back and they look really sharp because they've been using the time to prepare. So I think it will work out in Leeds United favor though, because the last time they played was actually 13 days ago. So they've been
Yeah.
had they had 13 days of well actually they're gonna go on to have 2 weeks 2 full weeks of rest
Yeah,
that will give
that's
players
a long
time to
time.
recover exactly. So I think they'll be fine though. I think they'll be fine. I don't think they'll lose the game, just like you don't think they'll lose the game, but I think they'll be fine though. So for them, the next game after the Palace match is against Manchester City at Ellen Road. It's going to be a tough one. They do have a tough
Yeah,
run in. They have Arsenal, they have Chelsea. So they got to pick up points in this Palace game. They do have Brentford and Brighton left. So they got to pick up points. I think 30, if they do end up getting 36 points, that might actually be enough for them to survive. You see what I mean?
yeah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, so big up to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button for the stream. Yet another one. We are being consistent. We are showing up for every single match week, even the midweek fixtures. And we are just keeping the ball rolling, man. So, with that being said, we are going to move on to the next game. And that's the match between Burnley and Wolverhampton Wanderers. This is going to be a big one because, Burnley are right now in a relegation scrap. Wolves are still capable of getting a European spot, whether it's the Conference League or the Europa League. I think Champions League is a bit past them, but they could still get European football next season. So for Burnley, their
Yeah.
last game was a 2-0 win over Southampton, and for Wolves, they lost their last one, a goal to nil against Newcastle United. In terms of the last meeting between these two teams, the game ended in a draw. 1st of December 2021, it ended in a draw, and previously, Burnley actually won both the games previously last season. So they would want to continue their good form because Adam, hear this. The last 6 games that's been played between these two teams, Burnley have actually won 3, and the other 3 have ended in draws. This is ridiculous. Across the
Wow.
last 10 games, Wolves have only picked up 1 win against Burnley, and that was their first match back in the Premier League. If you take a look at the Premier League record there, 3 wins for Wolves, 3 draws, and 3 wins for Burnley. So This one is as even as they come, man. This is going to be a good game because
Yeah,
Wolves themselves have not played for a while as well. And for Burnley, you know what's going on with them in terms of the relegation scrap. Wolves have not played since April 8th, so it's a similar situation like Leeds United, where these two teams have some time to rest, players have time to recover and everything. So this would be a very, very, very interesting game to say the least. And for Burnley, who are currently under
yeah.
new interim manager Mike Jackson, he actually managed one game against Wolves before, and that game was actually in the championship. He was the manager of Shrewsbury Town. 13-14. He
Hmm.
was Shrewsbury Town's manager, and that game ended in a nil-nil draw. So just a little insight for you guys. And I'm also learning that too because I didn't really know that. So Bruno Lage, his only game against Burnley ended in a draw. So Adam, before we do move on, bro, what do you think about Sean Dyche's sacking, bro?
I think it's not a good thing. He was with Burnley for 10 years. They should have at least kept him for the end of the season and then see uh, for, see how it's gonna move on because he's a really good manager. He's a really good manager for Burnley. I don't know for other teams, but for Burnley, he's a really good manager.
Okay, but you
It,
also have to look at this situation as well. What if
yeah.
Burnley needed the change? What if Burnley actually could play like a Crystal Palace? What if Burnley could actually play more attractive football, but it's just because they have a manager like Sean Dyche who doesn't really have that tactical ability like a Klopp or a Guardiola, or even a attractive football like a Mikel Arteta. You know what I'm saying? That would play a more
Hmm.
open style. What if Burnley just needed a new identity for them to actually come out of their shell? And that is what we've seen across the last two games, where the first two games with the interim manager involved, he has 4 points. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
as
see.
much as we like to romanticize about the fact that a manager has been in charge of a club for so long, sometimes all you need is a change to take the club in the right direction. And they've had a takeover, they've spent money, and it will be insane if the first season where they actually spent some real money, they got relegated. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I
So,
see.
and another thing I was actually thinking about when it comes to Burnley, though, I know they brought in Veghorst, but they also
Hmm.
lost Chris. They lost Chris Wood, and that's a player who actually knew the Burnley system, knew how to score goals in that system. And even though Veghorst has been good, what if the Chris Wood out of the team could just change the whole dynamic. You see what I'm saying? So we,
I
we gotta
see. Yeah.
also we gotta factor that in as well. So in terms of players to watch here, who do you identify from both teams here for Burnley
You
and
you
for
just
Wolves?
mentioned him. Weghorst for Burnley and for Wolves. Actually, I'm gonna go for the goalkeeper Jose Sa.
Well said, man. Well said. Quality stuff. Quality stuff. Saha's been good this season, though.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. So for me, for
The
Burnley,
the
I'm.
amount the amount of the amount of saves he made against the big teams, that's commendable. That's commendable.
Yeah, that's why Wolves are right up there amongst the Uniteds and the Arsenals and the West Hams. You know what I mean? So, and the Spurs. So I'm gonna go with for Burnley. I'm gonna go with Josh Brownhill. He picked up 2 assists in the last game, and for me, he's not a player like that's gonna light up the league, but they paid money for him, and he never really came in and did anything. You know what I'm saying? He
Hmm.
recently scored a goal, and to see him actually contributing in terms of goal scoring and everything is very, very important. And you could see if players like Brownhill and McNeil contribute more often for Burnley, you'll get positive results. So For Wolves, I'm gonna go for Raul Jimenez because he'll be coming back from suspension. So
Oh,
he's
really?
definitely, yeah, he's a player that we're gonna actually keep an eye on there. So in terms of Burnley, Johan Berg Goodmanson remains out injured. Ashley Westwood, I didn't even realize because I didn't watch the game against West Ham. Ashley Westwood got his ankle broken and will be out for the rest of the season. So, you know, all the best to him. And Eric Peters and Ben Mee would also miss out on this game. For Wolves, Ruben Neves continues to be out. Keanu Hoover is available from injury again. Raul Jimenez back from suspension, and Daniel Podence and Max Kilman all ruled out through injury, or at least they're doubtful. We get to the point where we talk some insights really quick. So Burnley
Okay.
look to extend unbeaten run against Wolves. After losing their first three Premier League meetings with Wolverhampton Wanderers, Burnley are now unbeaten in their last six against them, winning three and drawing three. Wolves have lost three of their last four Premier League away matches within one, as many as they had in their first 12 on the road this season, winning seven, drawing two, and losing three. So yeah, they need to get their act together in terms of away games there. Burnley have won just one of their last 15
Yeah.
Premier League matches on a Sunday, drawing four and losing 10. Coincidentally, a 4-0 victory at Wolves on the 25th of April 2021. That was their last victory. Crazy. So at home, the
Yeah.
Clarets are winless in seven Sunday matches, drawing four and losing three, since a 2-1 win over Leicester City in January of 2020. Johnny has scored two goals in his last three Premier League appearances for Wolves, just one fewer than in his first 79. Just one of his five league goals for Wolves have come away from home. Anthony Taylor would be in charge of this one. Adam, what's your verdict, bro? What you got?
Uh, I got a draw. 1-1 draw. I
You
don't
playing
think.
it. You're playing it safe.
Uh, Not just safe, but I know both teams. Wolves are really defensively good, and I mean, I spoke about their goalkeeper. I don't think they'll concede a lot, and they don't score a lot of goals either. So it's like I can't see anything else than 1-1.
So you're going for a 1-1 draw. Yeah, great point. The
Yeah.
great point. I'm actually gonna go for Wolves to win this game. I think for Burnley, they have been very busy across the last, week and a half or so. And
Yeah.
they're coming off of a good win, but they have also been very inconsistent. You see what I'm saying?
I
And
see. Yeah.
even under their new manager, he might have a nice winning purple patch at the beginning of his tenure. But for Wolves under Bruno Lage, this team has been very, very good, and they themselves need to bounce back from a little slump that they're going through at the moment as well, where in their last three they have two losses. So, you know how good Wolves have been this season,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
They're
yeah,
they've been great. Yeah.
exactly. They have a couple setbacks in terms of Neves and the likes of Kilman, who has been very prominent for them this season. But I could see some of the players stepping up, man. Johnny back in the team. There's guys like Trincao who needs to step up. Connor Cody is still a very much part of
A
this
threat.
setup. Yeah, exactly. And Joao Moutinho comes to mind. It's sort of
Yeah.
a strange team when you really think about it. The fact that Traore left, and I really like when Traore was at the club, but Wolves is just like a sleeper team, man. Like a team that you never really, you never really think much about them, and they'll come up against you and get a very very good result though.
Yeah.
So they're still very much in a rebuilding phase with guys like Pedro Neto coming back from injury. There's Fabio Silva hasn't really kicked on enough in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I could see them winning this. I could see them bouncing back from the loss in the last game there against Newcastle and
Hmm.
winning this one 2-1. And that would be a big setback for Burnley But when you think about who Everton are playing, they might still be very much okay, and
Yeah,
both teams might just drop points this weekend. But for Burnley, they are home. It's imperative that they get something from the game. They have to use this opportunity to actually get closer to Everton,
hmm
and they can't let it slip away. I'm gonna actually go for them to. What were you saying?
yeah. No, not nothing. You say your thing.
Because look, for Burnley, right? They have 32 games played. If they win this game, they would have, even if they draw the game and Everton lose to Liverpool, Burnley would get out of the relegation zone. And that could inspire the team. But I just don't think they're gonna win this one at all. I might be wrong though. I might be wrong. They might just prove me wrong, but I don't think they're gonna win the game.
One
So I'm
question.
a. Mm,
Uh, with this Wolves team, the amount of players that they have from Portugal, do you think this team would win the group in the Qatar? If you know what I'm
listen,
saying.
they should just send this team to the World Cup though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Replace the A team from Portugal and put them there. I
Who
think
do
they'll top the group easily.
I can't remember their group. I can't remember the Portugal's group though. Let me just I can't remember their group. That's a very good
It,
question though.
it's
But
Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea.
so Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, South Korea. I don't know that. That's not a group that I've memorized as yet. So look, let's take a look at the squad really quick. Jose Sign goal. You're gonna have
hmm
Nelson Semedo. You're gonna have Totti Gomez at the back. You have
Yeah.
Ruben Neves,
hmm
Daniel Podence, João Moutinho, Pedro Neto, Trincao, Fabio Silva, Chiquinho. Nah, not good enough in my opinion.
Nah.
Nah, not good enough. They'll get smashed. They'll get smashed in that group though. Not good enough. And most of these players are not even in the Portuguese national team anyways. Like only Ruben Neves and João Moutinho is really prominent right now. Pedro Neto's coming back from injury,
hmm
so and Jose Saiz is not the number one goalkeeper, so what I mean, you know what it is. So look, we're gonna keep it moving, but before we do,
Yeah,
for
I know.
Wolves, their next game will be against Brighton. Then they do face your team, Chelsea. And for Burnley, who are 18th. Just by the way, guys, Wolves are 8th right now, 49 points. That's 3 points behind West Ham in the Europa Conference League position and 5 points behind United with a game in hand. So they're very much capable of getting that European spot for the Conference League at least. So, let's wish them all the best. For Burnley, their next game after the Wolves match would be against Watford. Burnley do have a good bit of a nice run in for the rest of the season where they have Wolves, Watford, Aston Villa twice, Tottenham, and Newcastle. While for Everton, they got some very, very tough fixtures. So right now, it's looking like Burnley might actually Burnley could actually squeeze and survive ahead of Everton. But as I mentioned, there's a Leeds factor as well, where Leeds could get dragged into the relegation battle there. It's interesting, man. Interesting. I listen. For me, I would prefer to see Burnley go down than Everton, though.
Same.
So yeah. So big up to Qatar in the house, man. How you feeling? The Lego dude, Phil Jones, everybody in here right about now. Cashew Red, everybody, King Hoddle, Jordan Hyman, everybody who came through, man. Appreciate you guys. Don't be afraid to drop a comment, drop a prediction. You guys are very quiet tonight, man. Everybody watching the replay right now, make sure y'all smash up the thumbs up button. Continue to show support to the thing. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support that we've been getting, man. So We are going to keep it moving. Guys, we need 21 more thumbs up to hit 50. So smash up the thumbs up button if you are yet to do so. Adam, we're doing a great job. We've been live
Hmm.
54 minutes and we are going into the fifth game. You know what I mean? We wrap this up, we're halfway through and, you know, going into the more easier game. Well, these are the easier games, but on paper, but these are the harder games to analyze because most people don't really know about these lower table teams. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't.
Exactly. And most people don't watch these games as well. But I like to talk about every match. I like to give every match the attention it definitely deserves. So
I
the
mean,
next game,
to be fair, you and I probably don't know. I don't know from French league, the lower teams from the lower half of the table. We don't know these teams, so yeah, it's probably the same for other people for the Premier
yeah,
League.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Facts, man. I know the name of the teams, but in terms of the players, I don't know. Definitely don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're gonna move into the next game here, and this is one between Leicester and Aston Villa. I think this is a Midlands derby, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
I'm not really
Midland
good.
derby.
Yeah, I'm not really good with the geography of England for some reason. I've never been there, and I can't really visualize places in my head like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You see, for example, for you, you might know where places in Croatia are, right? And
not really.
I, oh, you don't?
I don't.
Yeah, but for me, I know like the map of America, like not all the states, but most states, right? And I could
Hmm.
visualize, like California's in the west, New York is in the east, Florida's in the south. You have, like Detroit is in the north. These things I know. But for England, I don't really know the map like that, man. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But yeah, Leicester near Birmingham, says Qatar. Qatar lives in England, so he should know. This is definitely a Midlands derby, though. So Leicester versus Aston Villa. This would be a good one. Leicester and Aston Villa having very, very similar seasons, with Leicester obviously doing a lot better than Aston Villa. But this should indeed be a good game where Villa is also another team that's coming off of a lengthy break. They haven't played in a while as well. And they're 15th, and their last game was actually the 9th. So, yeah, Villa, Wolves, and Leeds have not played for a while. In like 2 weeks. They haven't played for like
hmm.
2 weeks, man. So,
Damn.
yeah, yeah, I know. Well rested, man. Well rested and ready to go. So, in terms of Leicester, their last game was a 1-1 draw against Everton. They left it late, and Everton salvaged a point there. And for Aston Villa, I don't know if you could remember, but they got completely destroyed by Tottenham. 4 goals
Four
to,
nil. Yeah.
yep, 4-0. So, the last meeting between Leicester and Aston Villa ended in a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. The previous one was a win for Leicester. These teams have been going back and forth over their last few matches. They also met in the FA Cup semi-final where, in 2020, where Aston Villa actually went on to the final day of the, not the FA Cup, but the Carabao Cup, pardon me. And
Mm.
yeah, that was when Aston Villa faced Manchester City in that Carabao Cup semi-final, final and lost. I think that was it. I think that was the year. Yeah, pretty sure. So yeah, so these teams have been back and forth. You see the
Hmm.
Premier League record: Leicester 10 wins, Aston Villa 6, and 9 games have ended in draws. In terms of the two managers here, we have Brendan Rodgers coming up against Steven Gerrard. Obviously, Gerrard was a player underneath Rodgers, and these managers have actually met each other 3 previous occasions, with Brendan Rodgers winning 1 and Steven Gerrard winning 2. So Gerrard, got a good record against Brendan Rodgers,
Brothers. Yeah.
and his only game against Leicester was a win. But for Rodgers against Aston Villa, he has 17 games, 8 wins, 6 losses, and 3 draws. Look, players to watch here, man. Who do you have for me, Adam, for Leicester and
For
Aston
Leicester,
Villa?
for Leicester, I have Harvey Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player for them. He can score. He can score some great goals. So yeah, Harvey Barnes for me. And for Villa, João Coutinho.
You want to go for
I need
Coutinho. All
to.
right.
Yeah, Coutinho. Yeah,
Do you think Aston Villa would actually take up the option to buy him in the summer?
probably
Because
they could.
Villa like to spend money.
Yeah, they're similar. I don't know how much similar, but they seem similar to Liverpool. They like to spend money, but like they don't spend like big. They spend uh, moderate amount for
I
for
think
quality players.
I think they're more for me. I think they're more like Everton.
Mhm.
They spend money on players you don't expect them to spend that type of money on. You know what I'm saying? If you really think
Okay,
about
I
it.
can see that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Whilst for Liverpool, I think for Liverpool these days they going for a bit more quality players. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You know the players that Villa and Everton going for might be hit and miss, but for Liverpool, I think they're going for more a player that might more be a hit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, true, true. Yeah,
Yeah,
you, you
yeah.
you you got a point there. Yeah, you got a
Yeah,
point.
yeah. But I also understand what you're saying though, because both teams are not gonna go over the top and spend 70 million or 60 million like a Man City or a Chelsea or United, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes Arsenal. Yeah. So Coutinho, who knows where he might end up. Let's see. Let's keep an eye on that situation there. But look, for me, I'm gonna go with two different players. For Leicester, I'm gonna go with Yuri Tillemans simply because for Tillemans, I think he's had a weird season. He's had some good games. He's been absent in others. He won't remain at the club this summer. He's gonna move on, and I could actually see him joining up with Man City. I could see that happening. I could really see that
He,
happening because, Fernandinho will leave the club this summer, and
mhm,
I could see a player like Tielemans coming in. He's young, he's talented, he's from Belgium. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So I could actually see that happening. But so it's going to be interesting to see where Tillemans do go, whether he joins Arsenal or he goes to Spurs or he goes outside of England or he joins City or even maybe a Liverpool or United. You never know, man. You never know. You
mhm.
never know where he's
Yeah, you
gonna
never
go,
know. Yeah,
man. But all I know is that he won't be staying at Leicester City. So let's keep an eye on his performances for the rest of the season. For Aston Villa, one player that I really identify, I need to see more from the Jamaican international Leon Bailey. They spent big money for him, and I don't think he has done enough. He's been injured, and when he get opportunities, he's blasting the ball past it. So I think Bailey needs to settle down. You know what I mean? Keep a level head and just start playing the football we know he's capable of playing, man.
so
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 need
so, so like Lukaku.
yeah, we need players like you need players like Liam Bailey to step up, man. There's a lot. Aston Villa got a lot of quality
Yeah,
players, but the guys just don't. They just haven't been stepping up. You know what I mean? Players like
yeah,
Danny
yeah,
Ings come to mind. Ings, you know what I mean? He comes to mind.
yeah.
So look,
He
mm,
he was
talk to me.
he was. I think the move to Aston Villa for Ings, it was not a really good move. Like if he stayed at Southampton, who knows? Maybe he would be better than last season. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do agree with you. I do agree with you. So in terms of the player availability here, Jamie Vardy is close to a return. So let's keep an eye on him and his situation.
Finally,
Yeah, I know, right? Bubakari Sumare, Ryan Bertrand, and Wilfred Ndidi all ruled out. While for Villa, Luca Dean, Bertrand Traore, Morgan Sanson, and Courtney House would be ruled out. So, in terms of the players, the insights here, Barnes looks to extend scoring streak against Villa, and you did mention Harvey Barnes as one of your players to watch. So, very good job. Harvey Barnes has been involved in 5 goals in his last 4 Premier League matches against Aston Villa, 4 goals and 1 assist. Against no side has he scored more in the division than when facing Villa, while only against Burnley 6 has he been more involved. Has he been involved in more goals? Leicester City have won their last 3 home Premier League matches, last enjoying a longer run between August and December of 2019 when they won 7 in a row. Villa are looking to complete their first league double over Leicester City since 2003-04 after the 2-1 win at Villa Park in the reverse fixture. The Villains have been defeated in their last 4 Premier League matches, last losing 5 in a row in October and November under Dean Smith, that obviously resulted in him getting fired. If they are beaten in this match, it will be the second time this season that a side have lost 5 in a row under 2 different managers, along with Norwich City with Daniel Farke and Dean Smith. Crazy stuff. So Andy Madley would be in
Yeah.
charge. What's your prediction for this game, Adam?
I have another draw and a high scoring draw. 2-2.
I see you brought out the crayons tonight, bro. You're drawing a lot.
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Yeah, man. It's like you're working for Crayola. So yeah, man. I'm actually gonna go for a win here for Leicester City. I think Villa
Hmm.
definitely going through a slump, and this could be a situation where the break doesn't help them. It could help them, but I'm gonna actually go for Leicester City to pick up a win here. I think Leicester have been affected by their involvement in the Conference League. And
Hmm.
who knows, this could be a situation as well where they could rest players on the weekend for the Thursday game. Because when you really look at it, they don't really have much to play for in the league. So they would look to
Yeah.
prioritize the Conference League a bit more. But Leicester City are a type of team that have quite a bit of a depth where you have Iheanacho, Daka, you have Lookman, Harvey Barnes, Jamie Vardy coming back in the mix. Yeah, so I could see them rotating their players. James Madison, Tillemans in the midfield, and the defenders are back fit and ready again. So I could see Villa actually struggling here for form and for
Hmm.
Leicester to actually beat them 2 goals to 1 because Villa, they have not been that good, man. 4 losses on the bounce. Wheels are
Yeah.
falling off a bit there for Steven Gerrard, but I think he have done enough in terms of keeping them in the division. But I think it'll be unfair to judge him on this season alone, seeing that he took up the job where late last year, and you would want to give him
Hmm.
a summer where he bring in his own players, get rid of the players he doesn't want to work with, and let's see what he does next season. But for this one, I think he's gonna actually lose this game 2-1 to Leicester City. So we're
Yeah.
definitely gonna keep it moving in terms of Aston Villa. The next game will be against Norwich, and then they play Burnley. So they could pick things up in those games, but I think this game they're gonna continue with that losing streak. For Leicester City, they do have a match coming up against Roma. This is a big game, man. How you think they'll
Huge
do
game.
against
Huge.
Mourinho? How you think they're gonna get the better of Mourinho or no?
At home, probably, but away, I don't think so.
Overall.
Overall, I think they will because they don't have anything to play for in the league, and Leicester do want to
Mm,
play Europe, so I think they want to get to the final and possibly win the
mm.
Conference League.
Yeah, and Roma has definitely looked a bit shaky at times too. But I actually think this might be the end of them in the Conference League because the first thing I noticed about the Conference League when I saw the draw, it was Roma, Mourinho, a trophy up for grabs, and he might actually go down as the first manager to win the Conference League. You see, he's won a Europa
Yeah.
League, he's won Champions Leagues, and he's gonna be the first manager. Mourinho wants this, the first manager to win a Champions League, a Europa League, and a Conference League. Let's give it up to Roma's Jose Mourinho. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
know. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of Leicester, the next Premier League game though, they will face Tottenham at the brand new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So in terms of Aston Villa and their next game, so Villa are now 15th in the league, 36 points, 4 losses on the bounce. Their next game, as I mentioned earlier, is against Norwich. Then they do face Burnley. So big up to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button for the stream. Appreciate the support. I know it's a bit late for some, but we have to keep this thing going. Adam, I know it's late for you, but you know what I mean. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day and coming through, and for us to do this,
Yeah.
man.
No problem. I like being here. I like being
Yeah,
here.
and you're doing a great job. So you definitely I'll have you back in the future. There's always next season. There's off season as well. We got to
Yeah.
talk about Chelsea. You know what I mean, and all. Chelsea. So
Yeah.
yeah, so big shout outs to everyone in the chat. So we are definitely gonna keep it moving though. So look, the next game that we are gonna talk about would be a London derby here between Brentford and Spurs. Brentford versus Spurs. The stream is winding down a bit. We're getting into the sixth game, and then we have some big ones coming up, guys. Make sure you stay tuned for Chelsea versus West Ham, Arsenal versus Manchester United, and the title race games between Liverpool and Everton, and then we have Man City coming up against Watford. So let's start, man. Game 6 here. Watford 1, Brentford 2 in their last game, and Tottenham 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1 in their last. In terms of the last meeting, where there's only been one Premier League meeting between these two teams, and right now I have 4 total meetings for Spurs versus Brentford. That goes back to 92-93, and there might be more games in the older times, but we're just going to stick to the most recent meetings where in the last 4 games, Spurs have won all matches against Brentford. The first match this season, 2-0. The previous one in the EFL Cup, that was also this season, 2-0. And back in the early 1990s, in the League Cup they met and Spurs won across 2 legs. So Spurs do hold the aces here against their London counterparts,
No.
Brentford.
Yeah.
But Brentford are in very good form right now, so we can't really write them off too much. So
Yeah.
look,
Very good form.
Thomas Frank, 1 game against Conte, 1 loss. Conte in 2 matches against Brentford, 2 wins, and the opposite result for Thomas Frank against Spurs. So 1 Premier League meeting total in the Premier League era and the win for Spurs. Which players do you identify in this game, Adam? Talk to me.
Our boy Christian Eriksen. He's whenever he plays, Brentford seem to win. So if he plays this game, I know what to expect. And for Tottenham, Heung-min Son. He's in a top form. He's in his best form in his career. So I expect goals from him.
Well said, man. Well said. Also, we must note that Christian Eriksen will be coming up against his former club, and I also read that Tottenham might actually be interested in bringing him back to the team. But
Yeah, I read that too. Yeah.
If I'm Eriksen, I don't want anything else to do with Tottenham for the rest of my career, because that's the reason why he left Tottenham in the first place, to win trophies. And Ironically, the first season he left Tottenham, he won the Scudetto with Inter. So,
Yeah,
why go back? Why go back? I've
yeah.
also read that Manchester United are also interested in signing Christian Eriksen. If I'm Eriksen, you know where I'm staying? Brentford. I will
I
be
mean, Man
staying at
United,
Brentford.
Man United isn't a bad move, but it is maybe too soon. Maybe too soon. Yeah,
Nah,
better
I
better to
won't.
stay at Brentford.
I
Yeah,
won't go. I
and
won't go
let's
at
see.
Man United simply because I won't go at any. If I'm Ericsson, I don't go not based on money because for Ericsson, he's played at Spurs, he's played at Inter. You know what I mean? He's been around. You know, he should be good. He should be financially stable, right? So
Yeah,
the first club that gave you the opportunity to come back to play football was Brentford. I don't know if any other club came in and tried to sign him, but Brentford is the club that give him the opportunity, and I think he should repay Brentford by staying on at least one more season. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I
Just
see.
to
I
get
see.
him,
Yeah.
just to get himself, fit and
Fit.
well stronger, and not go into a stressful situation at Tottenham or United or another top club where the expectations would be very burdensome. So I
Mm,
think at Brentford, you play freely. If they go down, they go down. You know what I'm saying? If they
hmm
stay up, yeah, great. You see what I'm saying? But if a player like Christian Eriksen is part of the Brentford team, I don't think they go down.
Yeah,
And every time he started for them this season, they've won the game, which is absolutely ridiculous when you think about it, man.
yeah,
So
they smashed it. They smashed it. Like
exactly. So I think he's started 4 games and they've won all four. And you think about I know you would want to forget the Chelsea match as well. I know.
I'm not gonna forget it because Ericsson had a good game and like it was his first game against us for a long time. So yeah, I'm not like I don't want to forget it because of that Rudiger goal. So yeah, at least one
Yeah,
good thing.
man. Yeah. So look, I have Christian Eriksen. Wait, who did? Oh yeah, you had Son and Eriksen. I have
Yeah,
Christian Eriksen, and I elaborated on why I have Christian Eriksen as well. And for Tottenham, I'm gonna go with Harry Kane because even though Spurs have been scoring a lot of goals lately, Kane have not really been involved in terms of scoring them. He's been setting them up. He's
yeah,
been involved in the build-up play. But I think Kane needs to get his shooting boots on if Tottenham are to be very, very consistent because Spurs have been very inconsistent, man. And the way they played, the previous game where they picked up a win, the win against Villa, they were imperious. They were imperious against Newcastle, against West Ham, against Brighton previously. And then you go and you lose a goal to nil against Brighton where they were non-existent throughout the whole 90 minutes. So
yeah.
you need
It's
you
such a
need it.
Spurs thing to do. Such a Spurs thing to do.
It was very Spursy.
Yeah, Spursy.
That's what you call that one, man. So yeah, I don't know why I just took I'm using Google Chrome and I just took the stream out of the freaking tab. Sucks out of the whole. Yeah, so it's crazy, man. I hope I don't
Yeah,
lose the stream. So yeah, yeah, man. Just to get back on track there in terms of yeah, man. I kind of messed this thing up, man. I think I need to bounce out
yeah.
of this thing
Take
and
take your
come.
time. Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, I was scrolling around there and I kind of messed up the damn stream. So yeah, I'm actually go and come back though. So hold it down. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
right back.
hmm
All right, talk to the people. I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. So what? So how's it going, guys? Are you are you enjoying the show or not? So yeah, I can't read the comments, so Dom will need to read them to me. But yeah. So, anyways, I just think Brentford are really a good team, and they show great spirit this season, and I hope they continue like that next season, possibly getting Europe. Who knows? And if Ericsson stays, it's a possibility. So
All
yeah,
right, I'm back, bro. Thanks for holding it down. But I actually moved the stream out of my tab that I have open, and it's like in another window, so it felt really weird. You know what I mean? It felt like I
oh
wasn't
okay,
in control of the stream anymore, so I just had to leave and come back though. So I do apologize for that, guys, if you're watching the replay and everybody who's live right now. But Adam, bro, you've been doing a great job. This ain't easy, man. This ain't easy.
yeah, it isn't.
Yeah, so
It's
you,
especially isn't easy because English is not my native language.
bro, you're
So
doing well,
it,
bro. You're speaking better English than people who actually speak English.
oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, in terms of the player availability here for Brentford, Ethan Pinnock would miss out here, and Sergi Canos, Frank Onyeka, and Matthias Jorgensen. While for Tottenham, Jaffet Tanganga remains out, along with Matt Dougherty and Ollie Skip, who just signed a new contract with the club. In terms of insights, did you know
Wait,
Christian?
wait, wait. I got a question. I got a question. What do you think of Loris?
I think he is okay. He has some very good games, but at times he does some really average things.
Questionable. Yeah,
Yeah, very
average. Okay.
questionable. That's the perfect word. You see what I just told you. You're telling me about your English ain't. Your English is very good. Questionable.
Well,
Questionable
yeah.
is the perfect. Listen, questionable is the perfect word to describe Hugo Lloris. Very questionable. You know, could be
Yeah.
reliable at times
Because
and at.
because for Tottenham, okay, Tottenham has bad defense, so you can't really blame Loris for everything. But yeah, he has some questionable games. The most
Indeed.
questionable game for me is the World Cup final, where he let uh, Mandzukic score that goal. So yeah, he he has a mistake in him, and his uh, uh, friend's captain, and well, I don't know if he is the captain of Tottenham. I don't know, but
Yeah, he is. He is. He is.
he is. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he should know better. Actually, he should know better, in my
And as
opinion.
it stands right now, I think he would remain at Tottenham for the foreseeable future as well.
Yeah. Did he win any trophy with Tottenham?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Oh,
Nothing. Tottenham have not
yeah.
won a trophy since I think '07 or '08. I think they won the League Cup back then. They haven't won anything since then.
Yeah. Well,
So I think
they did win the Audi Cup, but I don't know what that counts for. But okay.
yeah, but that they haven't came close to winning anything recently.
They
They
did.
actually
They were in the final last season in the Carabao Cup. That's what I
they
know.
weren't close, bro. They were never
But
close.
well,
When you think about it, they were never close to winning anything. But
okay, sure, yeah,
Tottenham, if you could remember the 16-17 Premier League season, they came in second behind Chelsea. So that's the closest they came to winning the Premier League, though. You know what I mean? In
yeah.
recent years, they came in second behind Antonio Conte's Chelsea. So look, just to continue here, Christian Eriksen has been
Hmm.
involved in 3 goals in his last 4 Premier League matches, 1 goal and 2 assists. While Brentford have won all 5 fixtures he has started. He could be the 26th different player to score a Premier League goal against Spurs, having played for them in the competition which would be the most of any side. Chelsea currently have 25 such players. Harry Kane has faced 31 different opponents in the Premier League, with Brentford the only one he has not scored against. He has been involved in 50 goals in Premier League London derbies, 39 goals, 11 assists, with only Thierry Henry having a hand in more, 55. Only Chelsea have won more points in the Premier League London derbies this season than Brentford's 14. Only three London teams have earned more such points in their debut Premier League campaign, with all of them doing so in the inaugural season 92-93, being Chelsea, Spurs, and Wimbledon. Both Brentford and Spurs have scored three 98-minute Premier League winners this season. Only four teams have ever scored four such goals in a single season: Sunderland 07-08, Liverpool 08-09, Everton 09-10, and Newcastle 12-13. Martin Atkinson would be the referee for this game. Talk to me about who you think's going to go on to win this match here, Adam.
I I know it's gonna be Brentford because they're in a good form. Their
Mm-hmm.
confidence is skyrocketing, and of course, if Ericsson plays, that just adds to everything. So I think it's gonna be actually a close game, but Brentford to win 2-1.
Very gutsy call, bro. Very, very gutsy call. Look, for
I
me,
mean, it's a derby, so
yeah.
anything can happen.
So the last game between these two teams, Tottenham won it, and we've seen a trend with Tottenham where when they lose, they could either continue losing or they could bounce right back. And I see this team learning from what they did against Brighton. They didn't play anything. They were just absent. I could see them actually bouncing back because I think Antonio Conte probably ripped them a new one and you know told them all
Probably,
sorts of
yeah.
things. Yeah, after that game, and I could actually see them bouncing back in this because Brentford. How long could this winning streak continue? I know Ericsson have been playing good. Ivan Tony and Buemo and Cole, Norgard, Janelt, Jansen. These guys have been playing some very, very good football. But now you see Ethan Pinnock, he'll be out. That's gonna disrupt their defense as well. And Tottenham has to reply. Remember, Tottenham are in the race for the top four, so it's a big game. It's a high stake game for them. Every game is a big game for them for the remainder of the season. For Brentford, they have survived already, so they don't really have much more to play for. Not that they're gonna go out there and lose intentionally, but I could actually see Spurs bouncing back. I mean, Kulusevski didn't have a great last game. None of the Tottenham players really had a great last game. But I could see them bouncing back to win this game 3-1 though.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
it's it's
I could
it's
see
a
that too.
tricky game to predict. It's really tricky. But I could just see Tottenham doing well in this match. With the pressure that they have from
Mhm.
Arsenal and Man United right about now, I could see them doing well in this one. So I'm going for 3-1 to Spurs. So big up to everybody in the chat right about now, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in to yet another one. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. We are going to keep the ball rolling. But before we do, let's talk about who Spurs got next and their fourth 57 points. Their next game will be a match against Leicester before they play Liverpool and Arsenal. So they do have two huge games coming up there. Liverpool and Arsenal. Those games are big, but they have to deal
Yep.
with Leicester and Brentford before that. Their last two matches are against Burnley, who beat them this season, and against Norwich City. So, in terms of Brentford, who have done very, very well in their first Premier League season, 39 points in 12. Their next game will be against Manchester United. Then they do face Southampton. So,
Easy
we
games.
it's the Premier League though, very very unpredictable, man. Very very unpredictable games to predict, man. You know, I
I
think
mean,
next
maybe.
I think next season I might actually want to keep score of my match prediction to see how many I get right. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I might end up doing better than I think, because some weeks I do very well, other weeks I do very badly. You know what I mean? But lately I've been putting out some solid predictions though. I'm not talking about predicting United to draw with Liverpool. That was one of the worst predictions I've made this season. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I was more, that was a City fan in me making that prediction. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. I
So,
see.
Adam, bro, Adam, it gets to the point where we're going to talk about your team, Chelsea. So, as I
Hmm.
gather my thoughts here and I get my things together, I want to hear what you think about your season so far. Champions League, your Carabao Cup final loss, you're in the FA Cup final, the league. Just let me know your thoughts on Chelsea's season so far.
So far, this season was so-so. We started really good, and after Chilwell got injured, everything went downhill. And Lukaku thing that just rubbed the salt in our wounds, and we just kept falling and falling. So we can salvage this season by winning the FA Cup, but I can't say that it was a good season. Yeah, we won the two trophies, but you expect to win the Club World Cup and the Super Cup. So our season was so-so.
All right, well said. Because at the beginning of the season, it looked as if things were gonna be really, really good this year, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You have Lukaku coming in. Who else? Who else you brought in this season, man? Can't even remember.
Saul.
It's like Saul doesn't even play for Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't know why. Because his
Yeah,
last game that he played, which was probably like 2 months ago, I think, it was actually a good game. So I
he
don't know
did.
why
He
Tuchel
did.
doesn't.
He did come on against not Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid though. I think he did make a cameo against
Oh,
against
oh
Real
yeah,
Madrid.
he actually did. He actually did. Yeah, he actually
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
but
And
Adam, bro,
and for
mm,
the Champions League, I do gotta say I expected a quarter final because no English team has won the Champions League back to back. So yeah.
mm, yeah. So look, what are your thoughts on your form, man? Your home form as of late, man. You lost to Arsenal in the last game there, and what were you expecting to lose that game that badly?
No, I knew that Arsenal had it in them, and they love to perform against us at the bridge, but I didn't expect a battering. Like that's
Yeah.
shameful from us. Shameful.
You guys have been getting battered lately though. That's three times in the last 2 weeks or so. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Yeah,
got smashed up against Brentford. Brentford destroyed you. Then Real
yeah.
Madrid came to your yard and destroyed you as well. You bounced back
And now
against South.
Arsenal.
Yeah, you bounced back against Southampton. You went to Real Madrid and you actually were winning the tie. You came back very well, and then you allowed them to score twice. So what do you think? What do you think has really affected the team? Do you think it's the off the field issues?
Yes and no. No, because when the thing happened, when everything happened, we were playing really good. I don't know how many matches uh, we played, but for 10 matches, I know we mostly won everything. And I thought, okay, this doesn't affect us. We could go and win the tie with Real Madrid. That would be really good. But all of a sudden, we lost to Brentford, to Real Madrid, to Arsenal. Like I don't know why that happened. And and yes, because it affects everyone because no one was ever in that situation, and no one knows what will happen next season, this season. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was
The,
very
the,
uncertain.
the, I was just about to say there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding Chelsea right now where you guys are going to have new owners. And I still honestly think that Thomas Tuchel does not know his best 11. Because I've never seen a manager change a team so much. Like, even when the team is winning, he just keep changing and changing and changing. And I'm like, what was that for though? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you look at the
Yeah,
last game, the back line, Christensen, Malang Sarr, you see Reece James played as a center back, and I think Aspilicueta was more of the wing back. So
yeah.
it's questionable, you know what I mean? I know he might be managing game time and everything, but still, you guys were very bad in the last game. I mean, very, very bad. You
I
give
know,
away
I know.
the goals. I think Thomas Tuchel said Arsenal scored once on the day. That was that Smith Rowe goal. All the rest goals were gifted.
Were the mistakes? Yeah,
Yeah,
mistakes. Yeah,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, you
and
know,
Tuchel made a um, what do you call excuse? He made an excuse that the pitch wasn't good enough, and I was
yeah,
like,
that I
and I was like, what are you talking about? Because
I
if the pitch
actually
wasn't good enough,
mm,
then Arsenal wouldn't play good. So that doesn't make
exactly.
any sense.
I
No
actually
sense.
forgot to mention that last night when I was talking about the games though. But I was just shocked for the result. The result was just a shocking result, man.
Yeah,
You know, I wasn't expecting such a beatdown from an Arsenal team that had lost their previous 3 matches. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
you know, what do you think how do you feel going into next season with all this situation? You know, you guys might not be spending any big set of money next season, and with the uncertainty, how do you feel going into next season?
If we get a new owner before the transfer window opens, I think we could have a good season. Not the best season, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. But the first thing we need to do is get rid of Lukaku in any way possible. Either sell him or loan him. Which
Oh my
imagine that
god.
I would imagine that loaning him out to Inter would be a good idea, and then he will play good for Inter. Inter will buy him for at least half the price we bought him for, and happy days.
Yeah. Well said, man. Well said. So, look, for Chelsea, the last game was a 4-2 loss against Arsenal. For West Ham, a 1-1 draw against Burnley. Interestingly, the last game between Chelsea and West Ham ended in a 3-2 win for West Ham United. And for West Ham, they do have a solid record against Chelsea across the last 10 games where they have picked up 4 wins, which is very, very solid. And
Yeah,
something that doesn't go in Chelsea's favor right now, the game would be at Stamford Bridge where the pitch ain't that good. And you guys have been losing quite a few matches.
yeah,
So, you know, West Ham would
that's true.
actually have their tails up. They would fancy their chances in this game. So Thomas
Yeah,
Tuchel
and
versus David Moyes here. I'm gonna let you chip in just now. Thomas Tuchel versus
uh,
David Moyes, 1 win
okay.
apiece.
hmm
And David Moyes against Chelsea, 43 matches, only 7 wins, 24 losses, and 12 draws. And Tuchel has a win and a loss against West Ham United. So, what were you saying?
So I want to say that West Ham will be happy to play us because first home form is disgraceful, and we are out with, of course, we're out of Chilwell. He won't play. We don't have Hudson-Odoi, but the two main guys that we don't have is Rudiger and Kovacic. Those two players are crucial for us. Mostly
In,
Kovacic is like for me he's the player of the season for us at least. So
indeed,
without
indeed,
without
indeed.
him without him we're pretty bad. So yeah,
Well said, well said. So 51 total Premier League games between Chelsea and West Ham, 15 wins for the Hammers, 9 draws, and 27 wins for Chelsea here. So in terms of players to watch, who have you identified for us to keep an eye on here, Adam?
I have two players that I don't know who to pick: Mason Mount or Timo Werner.
You could go with both of them.
Well, okay, I'm gonna go with both of them because those two are in top form. Werner is this his best form in Chelsea career, which is actually mind-boggling because he came last season. So who knows? Maybe he will start scoring like he did in Leipzig. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, he's been in good scoring form lately, and Monk's been playing very well as well.
Yeah, and
What about what?
I read a stat for Mason Mount. He has, I think, 28 or 29 goal contributions in this season, uh, and Frank Lampard had I don't know. I think before 21 or 22 age, I don't know.
Mhm.
Frank Lampard had 26 goal contributions, so that speaks volumes. How Mason Mount is really good for us.
What about
He's
for
basically
West Ham United?
uh, okay. For Jared Bowen, he's a class player. He likes to score a lot of goals in recent matches. So yeah, Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen for me.
Good picks, man. You are right about the Mason Mount. I wasn't even aware of that, man. The man has 10 Premier League goals and 9 assists. So that's 19. He has 1 Champions League goal and 2 assists. That is 22. For the Club World Cup, no, nothing for the Super Cup, but for the FA Cup, the man has 3 assists and 4 goals. That's and 1 goal. That's 26. And Carabao Cup, 1 assist. That's 27 goal involvements this season for
Yeah,
Mason Mount.
27. Yeah,
That is big. That is big. That is big.
big. Yeah,
So for me, for Chelsea, of course, man, I'm gonna have to go with Romelu Lukaku. He started the last game against Arsenal and did absolutely nothing.
nothing.
Nothing whatsoever. I'm like, look at this dude, man. It's like he forget how to run, he forget how to take on players, and his confidence is just in the toilet right about now. And
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see if Tuchel starts him in this game or if he leaves him on the bench. Let's see. And if he plays, if he's gonna actually show up and help his team. For West Ham, I'm going to go with Declan Rice, where it came out yesterday that Rice is not really interested in signing a new deal at West Ham United and could be on the go this summer. Where is Rice going to go? Is he going to go to Chelsea? I highly doubt it because they want a lot of money for Rice. I have a feeling Mr. Declan Rice is going to go to Manchester United. I have a feeling he's going to go to United because for United, Pogba is leaving, Matic is leaving. There's only going to be Fred and McTominay in the midfield, and we know what happens when you have a midfield of McFred. So I think Declan Rice might be going to Man United because I don't see anybody paying that type of money for Rice. Only United might pay that type of money. They want over 100 mil for Declan Rice. I don't think they'll get it, but if he refuses to sign a contract, you might have to cash in right now. You see what I mean?
yeah.
So
I don't think he will go to United.
why
I
not?
don't
Where
know
you think
where
he?
he will.
I know. I think he's a Chelsea fan, and his dad works for Chelsea or something. But
Hmm.
Chelsea can't afford Declan Rice right now.
Yeah, we can't right now. No, yeah, and we want him, but we won't get him.
Do you
I
see
think
Declan
the
Rice?
only City. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just want to
yeah,
say
yeah. I was
City.
about to
City are the
ask
only
you,
team. City are the only team that can afford him. Will
but I
he
don't think.
will he suit the system? I don't know. Maybe, but I think you have if you bring him in, I think he won't play. He will want maybe play in the cups and something like
Yeah,
that.
that
And
that
and
that
he
is the
wants to play a lot. So
concern. That is the concern for me. And when it comes to players joining Manchester City, like if Declan Rice comes into City, we already have Rodri, who's a starter, who's established, who plays well. Declan Rice don't want to be a part of that because we don't play a double pivot. If we play a double pivot, then yeah, he would join the team. Manchester United do play a double pivot, but I don't know what Ten Hag's gonna do. You know what I mean? But I could see him actually going into United and being the man. You see what I mean? I could see
yeah,
that
yeah.
happening. I
See.
could definitely see that happening this season. But look,
Yeah,
we gotta keep.
I can see him. I can see Rice playing for United, but I don't think United have the money to buy him.
Yeah, and Chelsea, I think you guys would have actually went in for him if the whole Roman Abramovich thing didn't happen and the Russian war in
Yeah,
Ukraine didn't happen.
I
So
agree. I
look,
agree.
for Chelsea, Mateo Kovacic, Antonio Rudiger, Andreas Christensen, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Ben Chilwell all would be out for this game. And for West Ham, Kurt Zuma, the former Chelsea man, Issa Diop, and Angelo Agbana, three centre backs would be missing from this one. So in terms of insights here, what do we got? Latest and the greatest. Did you know West Ham United manager David Moyes has never won in 16 Premier League matches at Chelsea, drawing 7 and losing 9? That's at Stamford Bridge, which is crazy. There are just two occasions of a manager facing a side more on the road without ever winning, with Moyes also responsible for both of those. 18 versus Arsenal and 17 versus Liverpool. Damn. When the going
Yeah,
gets tough,
damn.
it really gets really tough for David Moyes, man. So for Chelsea, Chelsea have lost just one of their last 15 Premier League matches against West Ham, and that's home matches actually against West Ham. And they won 10 and draw 4. They went down 1-0 in November of 2019. West Ham have won 3 of their last 5 Premier League matches against Chelsea, losing 2, including a 3-2 win at the London Stadium in a reverse fixture this season. The Hammers had only won 3 of their previous 26 league contests against the Blues before this, 6 draws and 17 losses. Chelsea are unbeaten in their 8 Premier League matches played on a Sunday this season, winning 5, drawing 3, with their last such defeat coming on the final day last season, a 2-1 loss to Aston Villa. Michael Oliver will be in charge of this game. Adam, bro, I want to hear what you got to say about this. Who do you think's going to walk away with a win, or is the game's going to end in a draw? What are your thoughts?
So I think our home form will won't be any good. I think we will lose again.
Very, very humble of you
Be-
to admit such thing,
because
man.
we don't have our center backs that are actually good. Christensen isn't that good, but okay. So I think West Ham gonna win like they did the last time, uh, 3-2. It's gonna be a high scoring game. I
Bro,
don't see any other result. I could see a draw, but I don't think Chelsea got.
that's
Uh,
the exact
I don't
same
think Chelsea
result I
have.
got, bro. That I have a 3-2 win for West Ham too.
Yeah.
I just think Chelsea's woes are gonna continue, and West Ham are not a team to play around with. They really very very dangerous team on a corner. They don't really sit back too much. They will take the game to you, and you
Hmm.
just can't you just can't take this team very lightly. You really can't because they have some players that's gonna get in your face, man. Especially in a set piece situation like Shusek and Declan Rice and these guys. I think the only Achilles heel in this game might be their defense, where
Yeah.
they do have Issa Diop out, they do have Zuma, they do have Angelo Agbana out, and they're a bit stretched in defense right now, if you ask me, with what you call it, the Dawson, Craig Dawson,
Yeah,
being one of their fit defenders, and I think Dawson might be the only fit defender they got available right now because Zuma and Diop was the other two along with Angelo Agbana, so you might actually see someone stepping in there to do like a fill-in job. Maybe a Declan Rice might drop back at center back in this game. So
maybe.
let us see what happens here. It's going to be interesting to see. Look, this game could go anywhere, anyway. Chelsea could well win this game, but their home form is not very encouraging, and West Ham is a quality team, and I think David Moyes would get a turnaround in his fortunes at Stamford Bridge here. There's a first time for everything, and I could see West Ham
Yeah,
doing a double over Chelsea this season, man, where Chelsea
same.
would actually be allowing the likes of Arsenal and Spurs to catch up if they do lose this game or even get a point.
Yeah,
So,
I
big
can.
up to everybody
Yeah,
watching right about now. Appreciate everybody in the stream. Make sure you like the video. We are closing in on 50 thumbs up. Do appreciate it. So, for West Ham, they do have a semi final of the Europa League against Eintracht Frankfurt before they play another London derby against Arsenal. Adam, how do you think West Ham are capable of going on to win this Europa League?
yeah, they could. But if they face Leipzig in the final, it's not gonna be easy for them because Leipzig have a goal threat that scores so much goals. Like, and West Ham don't have the defense to defend against Nkunku. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah.
We'll see.
Adam, I see you've been paying attention to things, man. That's very good. You've been on top of things. So you
Oh,
have your next game would be a massive one. That would be
yep.
a meeting with Man United at Old Trafford, though. So you have some big games coming up for the remainder of the season. Look, I want to hear your quick thoughts. FA Cup final, May 14th at Wembley against Liverpool. What you think you're gonna win? You're gonna win that
No,
trophy or
no,
no?
no,
No way, right?
no way. With
It's
with
a,
the form we are in, no.
all right, all right, all right, all right. Very, very humble, very humble. So we have three games to talk about. We have Arsenal, Man United. We have Watford, City, Liverpool, Everton. We are winding down. We altitude. We are coming down. We are landing the plane, and we are gonna go into the next game. Arsenal versus Manchester United. I know we stayed long on Chelsea, but that's your team. So I have
Yeah,
to show you the respect and let you talk about your team. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because you're a Chelsea man, and that's why you're here. That's why you're here. You're here to talk about your team, man. You know what I mean?
True,
So
true.
yep. So we're gonna talk Arsenal, Manchester United, and then we move into the title race where you're gonna give some of your thoughts on that one as well. So Arsenal versus Man United. Arsenal coming off of a 4-2 win against Chelsea. Liverpool defeated United 4 goals to nil in their last game. In terms of the last meeting between the Gunners and the Red Devils, Man United won 3 goals to 2 at Old Trafford earlier this season, and the previous game ended in a 0-0 draw. But Arsenal actually picked up 2 wins in 2020 against United, and across their last, let's say, 6 matches, have done fairly well where they have only lost once. So this is gonna be a good one. So
Yeah,
Arteta
yeah.
against Ragnick for the first time, and Ragnick would face Arsenal for the first time. But Mikel Arteta got a very good record against United with 4 matches played, 2 wins, 1 draw, and a single loss. 59 total Premier League matches between the two teams, 16 wins for Arsenal, 25 wins for United, and 18 draws. Remember, this rivalry was strong when Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger was in charge of the respective clubs, and they were going back and forth in the late 90s and mostly in the early stages of the 2000s before Chelsea came into play. and then Arsenal withered away somewhat, and United also have fallen by the wayside. So, Adam, bro, players to watch. What are your thoughts? Players to watch.
So uh, I'm gonna go for United first. De Gea. De Gea is a quality keeper. Without him, United wouldn't be in this position where they are. I know Ronaldo is a great player, but he likes to disappear. He likes to disappear in some matches. So yeah, and I think this loss of his child, it could affect him because that's no small thing.
Indeed, bro. Indeed. I know what you mean. I know. So, what about
And
Arsenal?
for Arsenal, Emil Smith Rowe because he is in a great form. He's in great form and he likes to score.
Well said, man.
All I got to say.
I'm gonna
No, no,
actually go
go on.
for yeah, I'm gonna go for Bukayo Saka. I think he's the man for Arsenal right now, man. And they have to do everything in their power to keep these players at the club. Emil Smith Rowe and Bukayo Saka. And I think Nketiah would be a player that, Arsenal should really look to keep at the club and actually treat well, because Nketiah, Saka, Smith Rowe, these guys know each other very well. So they've been playing in the academy a lot. You keep them in the team. This is how you build a team, you know what I'm saying? And you do it without spending a tremendous amount of money. And if you saw what he did against Chelsea, very good poaching and everything. He was on his
Yeah,
toes, and he could do very well for Arsenal if he gets the opportunities. Imagine if he gets the opportunities on a consistent basis, what a player like
yeah.
Eddie
Who
Nketiah
knows?
could do. But Saka is the man, bro. Saka is the man. For
Yeah,
Man
And
United,
Saka
huh? Hmm?
Saka should uh, score. He should try to take penalties as much as possible because who knows? Maybe England will play in a final again
Mm.
and for penalties, and who knows? Maybe that time he will score. So he needs
He
to
took
work
a
on.
good he took a good
Yeah,
penalty against Chelsea though.
yeah, he did.
Yeah. So look, for United, I have to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. I have to keep an eye on Ronaldo because dealing with the tragedy that he's dealt with, and he's been basically their saving grace this season. If it wasn't for him, they'll be in a horrible position right now. And
Yeah, I read a
look,
stat that if
mm,
that without Ronaldo, United would be in 10th place, which
wow. And
is
I did go into depth with that one in terms of the games where he scored. It was crucial, very, very crucial, man. So very bad team, United.
very bad team with great star players.
Yep. So look, let's see how Ronaldo respond with the whole situation, family situation right now. And let's hope he as from man to man on a human level, let's hope he deals with this and he comes through. So
Yeah,
look, what are your thoughts on Eric Ten Hag being appointed the manager of Manchester United?
it's not a bad move, but if they want to actually if they want to that it works out, they need to give him time because if they give the time to him like they did for Mourinho, he's not gonna last a single season. So
I thought you were gonna say Solskjaer, because Solskjaer got a lot of time.
he did get a lot of time, but because he was a club legend, legend,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
So in terms of the availability here, for Arsenal, Takahiro Tomiyasu is nearing a return. Kieran Tierney and Thomas Partey remains out. For United, Fred is a doubt, while Rafa Varane and Scott McTominay could return. Cristiano Ronaldo will definitely return, while Luke Shaw, Paul Pogba, and Edinson Cavani will all miss this game. Latest here. Did you know Emil Smith will open the scoring in the reverse fixture at Old Trafford and is looking to become the first Englishman to score home and away for Arsenal against United in the same Premier League season? Arsenal have also won all 6 home league matches in which the midfielder has scored. Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 3 Premier League home matches against Man United, winning 2 and drawing 1, keeping a clean sheet each time. They have never kept a clean sheet in 4 consecutive home league fixtures against the Red Devils. Man United won the reverse fixtures 3-2 in December, ending a 6 match winless run against the Gunners in the Premier League. They are seeking a first league double over them since the 2017-18 season. United are unbeaten in their last 13 Premier League matches in London, winning 8 and drawing 5 since a 2-0 defeat at Arsenal in January of 2020. The last top flight side from outside the capital to boast a longer unbeaten run in London was Liverpool, with 16 matches between 1987 and 1989. Craig Parson would be in charge of this game, and it gets to the point where we talk about the result here. What do you think is going to happen?
I know that there's going to be a lot of goals, and Ronaldo could get on the score sheet. And I think Arsenal is going to win this game. I think that they want to keep. I think they want to keep winning to get Champions League next season, and that will be a huge boost for them if that happens. So I'm gonna go for 3-2 for Arsenal.
High scoring thriller here. Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
top
yeah,
4 race where, guys, let me just scroll down so you could see what's going on here between both teams. The form is, Arsenal coming back from 3 losses on the bounce. You could see United's form has been very dodgy lately. But season so far, 5th and 6th place, with only 3 points separating the two teams, with Arsenal being on 57 points, United being on 54 points right now. So, look, this one, for me, United is a weird team, you know what I mean? They would lose, they would bounce back, but that loss against Liverpool was a horrible one, and they played like babies. They played like toddlers running around the playground.
yeah.
That's how they looked. And they need
They
to
play like
mm,
fetuses.
fetus, man. Listen,
Yeah,
that is a classic one. They play like fetuses. So, yeah, and for Arsenal, they're coming off of a very, very good win against Chelsea. So, could Arsenal continue that run? But the thing is, Arsenal have the propensity to actually win one and then not show up in the next game. And United is also a team that would lose and then show up in the other one. So for
true.
this one, I'm going to play it safe and go for a high scoring 2-2 draw. It's going to be an open match. We will see goals, but I don't think Arsenal are losing. That would be a good point for United. That would be a good point for Arsenal as well. But either either team would want to gain 3 points to give themselves an advantage in the top 4 race right now.
I mean, 2-2 draw
And
will be good for Chelsea.
yeah, and big up to Michael Olopito. Yeah, I did see this Arsenal linked with a move to with Gabriel Jesus, who is said to be going up for sale at Manchester City. Let's see what happens. I will be doing some summer transfer content pretty soon. So, look, we're not going to linger too much. We still have 2 more games to talk about. We're not going to spend forever on those games either. We've been live for 2 hours, and maybe we'll be live for the next 20 minutes and call it a day. Because it's
Okay.
late for Adam. It's very late for Adam, and I know,
No,
you
no,
probably.
I can stay. I can
Yeah,
stay.
I
It's
know
no
you're probably
problem.
exhausted, bro. Have you drank any water since we've been live?
No.
Take a sip, bro.
Ah, it's
Take a
okay.
breathe.
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
I can do
Once
it,
you
bro. I can do
all right, once you're okay, man, I'm just looking out.
it.
Just looking
Thank you.
out. Yeah, so for Arsenal, the next game will be against West Ham. So they do have 2 big games coming up before they play Leeds, Tottenham, Newcastle, and Everton. And they're in a fight to get Champions League football for the first time in quite a while. I think Arsene Wenger was the last man to take Arsenal to the Champions League. So
Yeah,
it's been a
he
while,
was. Yeah.
man. Yeah. So, in terms of Manchester United, after they do face Arsenal, they have a monster game against Chelsea before they play Brentford, Brighton, Crystal Palace. They finish off the season against Palace there. They're also in the race for top four. New manager in Eric Ten Hag coming in, where Ragnick would go into a more administrative position. Things are going to get very interesting for United next season. So we are going to keep it moving, though. Let us move on to the next one. And this is not, this is a light game, but you know what I mean? I leave it towards the back end because City are still in with the title race for with Liverpool. But it's Manchester City coming up against Watford here, Adam. Man City against Watford.
Hmm.
As you guys could see, very, very one-sided fixture. 2 draws for Watford, 11 wins for City, and the Hornets have never, ever picked up a win against City. So, interesting story. You know, Watford fan did hit me up last year to do a preview for the City game, and I don't know what it is, man. He never really hit me back to do the preview. I'm like, did he just give up? You know what I'm saying? I think after all, yeah, for real, because Watford started sacking their managers left, right, and center, and my boy just said, you know what, man, I don't even think I want to do this with Dom anymore because he's like, what the heck? It doesn't even matter. Why am I doing this preview anyway when we're gonna lose the game? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he didn't even message me to say, hey, man, by the way, I'm not doing it anymore. Because I said I was going to do it. So, Watford versus City is just a one-sided fixture. So, for Man
Yeah.
City, 3-0 against Brighton. For Watford, they're coming off a 2-1 loss against Brentford. The last meeting was a 3-1 win at Vicarage Road for Manchester City. The previous game at Vicarage Road, a 4-0 win for City. The last game City faced, well, actually, let me give you a very good stat here. The last 2 games that City played against Watford was an 8-0 win and a 6-0 win in the FA Cup final. City also got a 6-0 win back in 2017, a 5-0 and a 6-0. Watford is just a team that we love to play against the most. We completely
Yeah.
destroy Watford every time we meet them. And we actually meeting them at the right time too, where they're in very horrible form under Roy Hodgson. 3 losses on the bounce, 4 losses in 5, 22 points, 22 losses this season, and Man City at the opposite spectrum of the league on top of the table. So Watford got it. They really got it coming up against them in this game, man. So Pep Guardiola against Watford, 10 matches, 10 wins. 10 matches, 10 wins. Against Roy
Yeah.
Hodgson, though, he does have 8 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Roy Hodgson against Pep, 1 win, 5 losses, and 2 draws. Against Manchester City, Hodgson do have 3 wins, 5 draws, and 9 losses. Players to watch, in your opinion, who you got?
For Watford, Emmanuel Dennis. I don't know how much he plays lately, but I mean, he's a goal threat. So you gotta watch out for him. And for City, oof, there's so many players to choose from, but I gotta go with one man that does everything for City, and that's KDB.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
like he's a he's a god in midfield. Like I I can't say nothing more. He's a god in the
Yeah.
midfield.
You know what? I was on Twitter today, right? And
Hmm.
I came across a video, an old video, when David Silva was in the team. And for some reason, I don't know why, but it's like, it's not that I forgot that Silva was playing for us. Like, how could I? But it's like I forgot. And I'm like, we had David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne in the midfield at the same time. Like, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, and you know
That
what's
is,
funny? You know what's funny? You actually play better now than you did before with those two
I
because
don't know, bro.
those two
I
were
don't. Bro, we might be saying that right now, but remember, those two were in the midfield when we got 100 points.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah,
Those two
and
were in the
yeah,
midfield. We end up getting 98 points.
yeah. Actually, yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. You got
And
a point. Yeah, you got a
the,
point.
the
Yeah, yeah,
thing is, the thing is, Pep's first season wasn't that great, right? And then the rest of the time when these players were together, they were absolutely ridiculous. So I was like, God damn, David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne are together. We were cutting defenses apart like it was no tomorrow. We're still
yeah,
doing it, but those two players, two attacking midfielders that's capable of cutting apart the defense though. So Bernardo Silva does a good job, Gundogan, but they are no David Silva at all.
yeah.
So
I
I went.
remember the days when David Silva came to City and Aguero. Like when I saw those two play together, that was such a joy to watch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, indeed. So look, I went with the same players, Emmanuel Dennis and Kevin De Bruyne. I got it written down right here. And Dennis have been the only big threat really for Watford on a consistent basis. The other player that has been a threat, Chuko Hernandez, he's been injured. Ishmael Assar, in my opinion, has not showed up. Josh King, these guys have not shown up this season at all.
Yeah,
So in terms of player availability here for Manchester City, Kyle Walker remains a doubt, but he's getting back to fitness. John Stones is a doubt, and Nathan Ake, all three defenders have picked up knocks, but they're not completely ruled out though. But they're nursing some injuries. While for Watford, Nicholas Nkulu, Samuel Kalu, William Troost Ikang, Chuka Hernandez, Cordoba, Francisco Sierralta are either all out or a doubt for this game. In terms of
yeah.
insights
What
here, man.
what happened to Kyle Walker? Because I know I watched the game versus Atletico, and it looked like a serious injury. And I thought like he
Yeah,
would be out
yeah,
for the rest of the season.
nah. He's gonna be alright, man. He's gonna be alright. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
he'll be alright. So, did you know Manchester City have won their first 14 meetings with Watford in all competitions and could become the first English league side in history to win 15 consecutive competitive matches against an opponent. Against no side
Wow.
has Raheem Sterling scored more goals in our competition than his 11 against Watford, with the Man City forward scoring 10 times in his last 6 against the Hornets. All three of Watford manager Roy Hodgson's Premier League wins over Man City have come away from home, 2 with Fulham and 1 with Crystal Palace. He has only beaten Newcastle United more often in away matches, winning 4. Emmanuel Dennis has scored in 5 Premier League matches for Watford. Well, Emmanuel Dennis have scored in 5 Premier League matches Watford have lost this season. No player has scored in more defeats than the Nigerian this season. It's also the joint most Premier League matches a Watford player has scored in and lost in a single campaign, level with Haidar Helgason in 99 2000. Kevin Friend would be in charge of this game. Adam, what's your prediction?
There's only one result that will happen, and that's going to be a Watford win.
Whoa!
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Whoa!
But imagine, well,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
it could happen, man. It could happen.
yeah, it could happen in maybe 20 years when Watford will get a good owner and when they will buy some talent. I don't know.
You know what's
But
crazy, bro?
anyways,
You know what's crazy? If you
what?
check what's going on in the Spanish league, right? If you check what's
Yeah,
going on in the Spanish league, I think Granada are about to get relegated too.
yeah.
You know,
I watch all the top five leagues, so I know the situation. Yeah,
and Granada are owned by have the same owners, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. Oh, really?
Isn't? Yeah, Granada is owned by the Puzzo family.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think
Interesting. Okay.
Granada, Udinese, and Watford have the same owners, and Granada in the relegation zone right now. They're not yet relegated, but they're in a very bad position right now. Granada
Yeah.
are actually in the relegation zone in 18th, but Mallorca and Cadiz are just ahead of them. So Granada could get relegated this season. If
Imagine
if we check the Serie A and check to see what Udinese are doing,
they're in the
Udinese are
middle of the
12th.
table, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. They
Yeah.
Udinese will be fine. So
Yeah.
imagine two of your clubs get relegated this season. That's crazy. But look, man,
Yeah.
what's your
Yes,
prediction?
City is going to win 4-0.
Oh boy, I don't know if you actually do. You have like a portal that's looking through on my book right here
Maybe.
because that's the same prediction I got. I got a 4-0 win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna take it easy on them, man.
Yeah,
I,
take it easy, yeah.
yeah, I could see Jack Grealish and Sterling starting this game as well. You know, we could see maybe a youngster too getting a looking at right back or left back. Well, not left back,
Maybe.
but maybe right back because John Stones, Ake, and Kyle Walker are dealing with some injuries. But I could
Maybe you're.
easily well. You
eh,
know what? I take that back. I take that back. I think we'll have Laporte, Diaz, Cancelo, and we're gonna have Zinchenko at left back. That's what it's gonna be. Because
Yeah,
I was kind
probably.
of worried that we won't have enough defenders for this game or even the game. What I'm worried about more is the game against Real Madrid because Cancelo is suspended. Kyle
Yeah.
Walker is not 100%. Ake is not 100%. John Stones is not 100%. But I think we'll be okay though. I think we'll be okay for in terms of those guys coming back for that game
Yeah.
against Real Madrid. I'm gonna go
Maybe.
for
Maybe. Okay, you say your prediction, then I will
4
say
0
my
4
thing.
0.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe City will start your academy player that's
Yeah.
mostly on the bench.
Well,
The I think
the
he's
academy
a.
just won the Premier League too, I think too.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
congratulations, because congratulations to the academy team, man. Premier League two. I think
Yeah.
there's something on the Premier League two somewhere on this page as well. Yeah, but we're not gonna get too much into that right now. But
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think of your fixture against Real Madrid? What do you think will happen?
Uh, it could go any way. Of course, it can. But you know, I fancy your chances against Real Madrid since we did it recently. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? We handled business. The defense is not the best either. Chelsea show us that in that game. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, you know, I think we'll be able to handle them, man. You know, the defense, as I mentioned, you know, I don't think Furlan, Mendy, and Alaba, and Carvajal, and Nacho, either, and then Militao. These guys are not the best. They're not
True.
really. You know what I'm saying? Alaba is a very good player, but he's so at times, and I think is a better attacking player than he is defensively. You know, so
Hmm.
yeah, I think we'll
True.
be okay, man. I think we should be okay. You know what I mean? I'm not overly confident, but at the same time, I'm confident that we'll get the job done. But
Yeah.
if we
If you shot Benzema, Vinicius, and Modric, I think you will be fine.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? We'll be okay, man. We'll be okay. I think they were very tame against us when we beat them a couple seasons ago. So you know we
Yeah.
should be all right.
True.
So in terms of the next game, Man City top of the league. I think they'll go on to get pick up 80 points in this after this game. It should beat Watford barring any catastrophic meltdown, and City
Hmm.
would remain on top of the league. They do have a game coming up against Real Madrid in the Champions League. And then we do have a match coming up next weekend against Leeds United. And then we play Real Madrid again, then Newcastle, West Ham, and Aston Villa, where we will lift the Premier League title for the second
You
time
will.
running this last two seasons. Back to back, baby. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Back to back.
Oh
Premier League is
man,
becoming the Farmers League.
yeah, Liverpool and City bossing the league these days.
Yeah.
So for Watford, who are doomed, seem like they're doomed for relegation. They're 19th right now. Their next game will be a 6-pointer against Burnley before they play Crystal Palace, Everton, Leicester, and Chelsea. So not a bad run-in for the rest of the season, but I think it's over for Roy Hodgson and Watford. So
Yeah.
Adam, bro, we're gonna land the plane finally, the last one, and perfect timing. We've been live for 2 hours 19 minutes.
See?
We finishing things off with the big Merseyside derby between Liverpool in the red trunks and Everton in the blue trunks in the other corner. And they will be going at it pound for pound, round for round. Everton struggling towards the bottom of the table in 17th, and Liverpool up top on the other spectrum of the league in second, currently in a title race with Manchester City here. So for Liverpool, they're coming off of a 4-0 win against Manchester United. Completely embarrassed the Red Devils. And for Everton, they're coming off of a very fortunate draw against Leicester City. In terms of the last meeting between the two teams, Liverpool decimated Everton 4-1 in the reverse fixture back in December. And last season, Everton picked up a rare win at Anfield. So the last time the Toffees actually visited Anfield, they picked up a rare win. And previously in the league, they actually picked up 2 draws. So across the last 4 games, they do have 2 draws. And across the last 10, they do have 4 draws and a win. So not a bad record at all in all competitions across the last 10, dating back to 2018 against their hometown rivals Liverpool. But look, Everton under Frank Lampard find themselves in a very, very tough situation. The form is not the best, and they're coming up against Liverpool in red hot, sizzling, imperious form. So Lampard against Klopp, this will be the 6th meeting. 4 losses for Lampard, and 1 win for Lampard against Klopp. So not a
Yeah.
very good record at all. And his
Nope.
record against Liverpool is the same. And for Klopp against Everton, a very, very, very good record. 8 wins, 5 draws, and a solitary loss that came last season. All-time Premier League matches in the Premier League era: 59, 10 wins for Everton, 25 for Liverpool, 24 draws. In terms of players to watch, Adam, who do you have?
For Everton, that youngster, Gordon, is his, I don't know his
Anthony
full name.
Gordon.
Anthony Gordon, yeah. He's a player to watch. If Everton, if Everton win, which I don't think it will happen, he will be on the score sheet. So yeah, he's a player to watch. And for Liverpool, I would say Sadio Mane because
Mm.
Salah was not in. No, he was in no form at all in the last month. So and Mane was playing good. So yeah,
Well said,
he's
well
my
said,
player.
well said. Well said. I'm actually gonna go for Thiago Alcantara for Liverpool. I think he has played a lot better than he did last season. And
True,
I
yeah.
think the Liverpool fans are now realizing what I was talking about, because he was nowhere near this form last season. And it reflected in their league finish as well, where they didn't have Van Dijk, let's be fair, and they finished third. And it was a late rally for Liverpool why they actually finished third. It was looking like Conference League last season. But with
Yep.
Thiago playing well, Salah, Jota, Mane, mostly everyone on the team playing well, but Thiago, I think, has been a standout performer this season for the Reds. As for Everton, Richarlison. Richarlison is ever present. He gained a point in the last game. The previous matches, he always had opportunities. And if it's one player that could be a threat, it's Richarlison, man. So if Everton are to get relegated, he's gone. He is gone for
Yeah,
sure.
true. Oh,
And
definitely, definitely, yeah.
I don't know how many people remember he started his Premier League career at Watford. So, you know, Richarlison has been around the relegation area before. So,
Yeah.
you need players like him to actually bail Everton out of this situation, man. Because when you look at their squad, there is a lot of quality in this Everton team, but I just, the injuries haven't been kind to them this season, and
Yeah.
they just haven't clicked. You know what I'm saying? There's been a
Mm.
lot of injuries, man. A lot of injuries. But
And I
they do
think the
have the
fact,
qual.
and I think
Mm,
the fact that Ancelotti left, that was a big blow because he
exactly.
actually he was actually a good coach for them.
Yep. But if you look at, they have a lot of quality, and it would be really, really sad if they go down. And
Yeah.
Liverpool could play a big hand in that by taking 6 points off them this season. So, in terms of player availability here for Liverpool, only Roberto Firmino is doubtful. He picked up a knock. And for Everton, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Donny van de Beek, Andrew Gomes, Tom Davies, and Andros Townsend are all out, while Yeremina is a doubt, and Nathan Patterson is also out. So injuries is still a problem over at Everton. So Liverpool versus Everton, Merseyside derby, very close proximity, the two clubs. I think,
Yeah.
you could see one stadium from the other stadium. That's how close they are to each other and everything. And
Hmm.
one club came out of the other club. I think it was only Everton, and Liverpool was birthed from Everton.
Yeah.
So yeah, so rich history here between these two teams, man. Of
Yep.
course, Liverpool have the better history.
Hmm.
Right now, in modern times, Liverpool have done better, and Liverpool are in better form right now. Obviously, that's it.
Obviously, yeah.
One
Obviously.
team's facing relegation, the other team's looking to win the league. So,
Yep.
in terms of the latest and the greatest here, Everton to ease relegation fears with back-to-back Anfield wins. Ooh. Everton won this exact fixture 2-0 last season, ending a 20-match winless run at Liverpool in the Premier League, drawing 9 and losing 11. They have not won consecutive league visits to Anfield since February of 1986. Goddamn.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Liverpool, I know, right? Liverpool have lost just one of their last 22 Premier League matches against Everton, winning 9 and drawing 12. Though it did come in this exact fixture last season. No Premier League fixture has finished in a draw more often than Everton versus Liverpool, 24. While the Merseyside derby has produced the most red cards, 22, and the most 98-minute winners, 5, in the competition's history. Mo Salah scored twice in Liverpool's 4-1 win against Everton in the reverse fixture this season. The last Liverpool player to score 2+ goals in both league meetings with the Toffees in a single campaign was Dick Forshaw back in 1925-26 with 3 at home and 2 away. Stuart Atwell will be in charge of this game. Adam, what's your verdict?
My prediction is a 3-0 win for Liverpool.
Any reason? Any reason why Everton won't pick up a win at Anfield again?
Firstly, injuries. Secondly, Liverpool is much better team than them. And thirdly, Frank Lampard in the charge. So yeah.
Oh boy, the Frank Lampard effect, man. So
Yep.
look. Last game I didn't make a quality prediction for Liverpool at all. I predicted a 1-1 draw. They end up beating United 4 goals to 0. Pardon me. I'm giving United a goal there. I don't know why, but for this one, it's gonna be tough for Everton. If you seen how they've been playing, it seems like the pressure is getting a bit too much for them. They're missing easy chances in front of goal. It took a late goal against Leicester to get a point, where I think they could have even went on to win that game. And Liverpool are not gonna take their feet off the gas here. They're not gonna be have any mercy on Everton, seeing that Everton are in the position they're in right now. I think Liverpool are gonna go up against Everton and throw the kitchen sink against them. Even though Liverpool have an important game coming up at home against Villarreal, they do have the depth right now, especially in attack and even in defense, where you could
Yep.
have Gomez, Konate, or you could give Matip a rest. Matip is the player that rests most of the time, and not Van Dijk, because Van Dijk is fitter than ever these days. You know what I mean? But you could always
Yep.
give Trent Alexander-Arnold the rest, play, and Matip and play Konate and Gomez. You could
Hmm.
always rotate with Henderson and Naby Keita. You could always have Jota coming in ahead of Firmino. You could have Luis Diaz, and the quality won't be dropping so much.
Yep.
So that is the
Yep.
luxury that Klopp and Liverpool got at to their disposal right now. So it's very difficult to see an Everton going to Anfield and picking up anything at all, even a draw.
Yep.
It's gonna
Yep.
it's gonna take a lot for them to get a point here. As a City
Yep.
fan, I would love for them to get a point, of course, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Liverpool's been playing too well. The players been the play has been very cohesive. It's been fast. The build up, the telepathy between the players as well. And I think Everton in their situation right now, it might just be a bit too much for them. And I'm gonna go for
Yep.
them
I
Liverpool.
agree.
Yeah, Liverpool to win 3-1. I'm gonna give them a goal, because they do have a couple goal threats in their team as well. And Liverpool do give you an opportunity. So when you have Richarlison around, I think he could bag one. Anthony Gordon, you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go for them to actually get a goal, but Liverpool to win the game 3-1, and keep the pressure on Manchester City up top, first and second. Only 1 point would separate the teams going into match week 35. This is an intense Premier League title race between City and Liverpool. Adam, who do you
Yep.
think's gonna go on to win this title though?
Oh, City definitely.
You
There's no
think
doubt.
both you think both teams are gonna continue winning their matches?
Uh, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah,
That'll be
and
by
City to win by one point.
that listen, that's tough though. That is tough. That is tough, I'm
Hmm.
telling you. For
Yeah.
Liverpool, because in the 18-19 season, they lost the title by 1 point. You see what I'm saying? And
Yep.
to go
Yeah.
again and lose the title by 1 point would be very, very tough. And when you go back and when you really think about it, it's unheard of. You don't see a team basically getting 97 points and not win. And this
Yep.
season 90 something points again and not win. That'll be tough, man. That'll be tough. And
Yeah. That will be tough. Yeah.
like I say, the only team that stand in Liverpool's like ultimate success is City. Manchester City. If it wasn't for City,
Yeah.
Liverpool probably win the title every season. You see what I
Probably.
mean?
Yeah.
And if you look at the last 5 seasons, 5 seasons, if it
Hmm.
wasn't for Liverpool, Manchester City would basically be going on to win their fifth consecutive league title, which is absolutely nuts if you think about it.
Yeah.
Just think
Yeah.
about
It
it,
is.
guys. Just think about it.
Yeah.
17-18, 18-19, Liverpool winning in 19-20, City bouncing back in 2021, and look at what's going on in 2021-22 right now. It's amazing. It's amazing what City have built here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's
crazy.
it's crazy. Yeah. Commendable. Actually, commendable.
And it's also commendable to Liverpool for being that team that doesn't make it a complete Farmers League
Yeah, true.
when you think about it. But look, Liverpool and City to both win this weekend. Both of us have that prediction.
Mhm.
For Liverpool, who are second, they face Villarreal in the semi-final of the Champions League. Do you think Liverpool will get past Villarreal?
They will, but it's not going to be easy.
All right, all
It's
right.
not
They
going to
do.
be easy as Benfica or Inter. I think it could go to extra time actually, because
Okay.
Villarreal are very gritty team.
Very well. Well said. Well said. They do face Newcastle next in the league, and their match coming up against Tottenham would be a very interesting one as well. And don't forget, they do have the FA Cup final against Chelsea to play on May 14th, where Adam is not very confident that his team Chelsea are gonna win that. So Adam, for Everton, they have 29 points. They're 17th, just outside the relegation zone. They do have 2 wins and a draw in their last 5. Their next game will be against your team, Chelsea. So if Everton are to survive, they gotta get something against one of these teams, man. You know what I mean? 4 points,
Yep.
6 points, 2 points, something, man. They gotta get something. Even 1 point would help because Burnley they got the kind of fixtures, and you know it's gonna be tough for Everton, man. It's
It
really
will.
sad the
It will be tough.
situation that they're in right now.
Yeah.
It's really sad. Do you think they're gonna survive or not?
They will, but barely. Barely.
Hmm. I see. I see. I see. There could be a situation where Leeds get dragged in. So you know
Yeah, they could, yeah.
they, they would be hoping that Leeds get dragged into the relegation battle and they, you know, leave Leeds and Watford to actually scrap it out. So, look, man, it's been a great one. We could go on and on and on, but it's late right now. It's 11 p.m. my time, and for you, it's about 4 a.m., right?
5 a.m.
Damn, damn. So, I'm going to let you go and
But I
have
got,
some sleep.
yeah, but I got one question for you.
Mm.
If Who will be in your team of the season in the Premier League?
Okay. So, you asking me the team of the season, man. Let me actually pull up something when it comes to the team of the season. There's actually okay. First of all, how do you feel about why? What do you think is the reasoning behind no Chelsea player being in the team of the season, man? Nominees for EA.
I mean, I can see why. Why didn't they put? Because we don't have any. We had a so-so season, and that's why. We had some great games, some bad games, so that's why.
All right. So the attackers, the nominees are Mikel Antonio, Ronaldo, Jota, Foden, Kane, Mahrez, Mane, Salah, Son, Sterling, and Ivan Tony. So yeah, it's pretty. You have some good players on the list there. I don't know where it's gonna. I don't know how it's gonna be. The Liverpool players would put Jota. Liverpool fans would put Jota, Salah, and Mane. Of course, you know what I mean. They would
Yeah,
put their whole team in there to win the team of the season. Of course, you know what I mean. But for me personally, I would actually for the attackers, Salah goes in, of course, at right wing. I would actually this is tough though. This is tough. This is
yeah,
tough.
very tough.
I would go in with Son at left wing, just above Mane, and for his individual brilliance, I would put Ronaldo as a striker
Hmm.
above Kane. So it'd be Son, Ronaldo, and Salah. Just to keep things very even, you know what I mean? Sterling is there,
Yeah, yeah,
Foden is there, Mars is there. I'm not putting any of my City players in there because, I don't think they've done enough. Mars, is a shout, but Salah pips him over on the right wing. And
yeah.
to just move on to the midfield there. Midfielders nominees: Ben Rama, Bernardo Silva, Bowen, Fernandez, Kevin De Bruyne, Fabinho, Gallagher, Gundogan, Odegaard, Rafinha, Rice, Rodri, Ruben Neves, Saka, and Smith Rowe. So this one is a bit more difficult, but based on performances this season, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be really, really hard to gauge this one as well. This one is very, very difficult. But Kevin De Bruyne is a sure pick for me. On the
Hmm.
on the on the strength of his performances this season, I'm gonna have to put Jared Bowen in there. This is just off the top right now. This is not like final for me in terms
Yeah,
of
yeah.
team of the season, and I'm gonna have to, be a bit different and put Conor Gallagher in there as well. So it's
Hmm.
not your typical midfield where, again, of course, the Liverpool fans would throw Fabinho in there right off the bat, but I don't
Hmm.
really think so. I think Gallagher, you got to look at his breakout season, work rate, goal scoring, and everything, and the fact that he's on loan, and it's a pivotal season in his career. You gotta put
Hmm.
him in there. Guys like Saka, Ruben Neves have been good. Rice, Rodri, all these players have been good, but I'm actually go for Gallagher there to play, more of a holding role, box to
Hmm.
box type role there. And defense,
Uh,
um, for me, this is also gonna be controversial because people are gonna not like what I'm gonna say, but you know, um, it's gonna be Ruben Diaz and Van Dijk as the center
hmm.
backs. Robertson as a left back. He's the only left back on the list. Well, Cancelo does play left back too, but I'm gonna have to put Cancelo at right back because of the fact that he could play left back, right back, and he has the most shots as a defender. He has a lot of goal involvement in terms of his build up play and everything, and his influence. I know Trent Alexander Arnold might eventually get the nod, but let's see. This is just what
Hmm.
I think. You know what I'm saying? People
Yeah,
know me already. I don't put Trent in team of the seasons and combine 11s like that easily. Simply because I just think other players, you know what I mean, deserves a looking, and João Cancelo for his all round game and he's more better defensively in my opinion than Trent. But the Liverpool fans again would go in with Trent, Robertson, Matip,
of course.
and Van Dijk. That's what they would
Their
go in
whole,
with.
their whole team.
Exactly. And in terms of the goalkeeper, I'm gonna go with Allison as the goalkeeper for the team of the season because the man is just damn good at shot stopping, man. You know what I'm saying? There's many times 1v1, through on goal, bam, Allison, big save. You see what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Allison. All the other goalkeepers have had good seasons, but I think Allison deserves a shout. Look, the only thing that stops Liverpool fans from putting on all Liverpool team of the season is the fact that Thiago Alcantara is not even nominated here as one of the best midfielders, and Jordan Henderson. Or else it could be all
Yep.
Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? I won't put that past a
Yeah,
Liverpool
yeah.
fan at all. You see, imagine a Liverpool YouTuber, man, doing this. They're gonna put all Liverpool players in there. Listen.
Of course.
As a matter of fact, all the Liverpool players that are nominated goes into a Liverpool fan team of the season. All of them goes in, every single one. The
Of
only
course.
other the only players that get into a team of the season here is Kevin De Bruyne and another midfielder where they're forced to put in another midfielder. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what it is. What about you? What about yourself though? Just before we go, who do you put in terms of your attack?
So from the players that are listed, I will put Salah, Mane, and Son at the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Those three were really like they're clinical. For the midfield, I will put KDB. I don't know if Rodri is here.
Yeah, Rodri is there.
Yeah, Rodri and who else?
Gundogan?
Actually, I didn't. He could get a shout, but uh, you know what? I'm gonna go what you said as well. Conor
oh,
Gallagher. He's
oh.
Conor Gallagher.
I
He's
thought you were gonna go with the all city midfield. I was like, God
no, no,
damn.
no, no. And for
And
the
in terms of defense here,
in the center backs, of course, Van Dijk and Diaz, and for the left and right, for right I will put Cancelo, and for left I gotta put Trent because he
all
has
right.
some great
So
runs.
that means you're gonna have to put Cancelo at left and put Trent at right.
Yeah, yeah,
Cause yeah, Trent can play at left. Cancelo could play at
yeah,
left. You know,
yeah.
so
I mixed it up. And for goalkeeper,
that is actually not a bad decision because to be
mhm,
fair to Trent, he has done very well, and Cancelo himself has done very well, but Robertson has done very well as well. So I think put in. I think it's to be honest, I think it's more fair to put Cancelo ahead of Robertson than ahead of Trent if you really think about it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
just to keep it real.
yeah. And for goalkeeper, I have Ederson. He's
Ederson.
he's yeah, he's a great goalkeeper. I mean, what
Mm,
he did against Liverpool, not just Liverpool, against Jota. Oh my
mm,
God! But I do have my own team of the season. There are some players that are not listed here.
mm,
For goalkeeper, I will put Jose Sa.
mm,
Then I will go for center backs, Diaz
mm,
and Rudiger, because I
mm.
think Rudiger, at least, I think he deserved a nominee. He's the only Chelsea
Yeah,
player that did deserve.
Rudiger should have been on the list. Ahead of Romero, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
Or
uh,
even a Kyle Walker. How the hell did Kyle Walker make this list?
yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, and for the the left and right, it's the same as
Mm,
the previous. Cancelo and Trent. For the midfield, though, KDB, Thiago, and Rodri.
mm,
So it's slightly different. And for
mm,
the attack, Salah, Son, and Foden.
mm. Okay. All right.
So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I actually have to put together team of the season, not based on
Mhm.
this, but based on my own analysis of what happened throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, yeah.
this is gaming, man. This is gaming, and this ain't really hold bearing on what the team of the season should be. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, man. Adam, bro, I appreciate you coming through. About to
No,
call
no
it a
problem.
day. You know what I mean? I gotta
Hmm.
prepare. I gotta go pick up my wife and then go to sleep to get up tomorrow to go to work. Watch a couple
Hmm.
games while I'm at work as well. Hopefully I can. We play later. We play later. In the day against Watford. So hoping to get a big victory and no
Yeah, you
mishaps
will.
because I know the Liverpool fans would love a Watford win or a draw here, but I don't think that'll happen. But I hope you have a
Yeah.
good Saturday. Get some rest and get up and watch some
You too.
football. Yeah, all the best to Chelsea. Let's hope for
All the
your
best to
sake.
City and their second title in a row.
Yep. Let's hope for your sake that you guys don't get battered again in your own stadium, man.
Yeah. I do hope we get top four, but I don't know.
Yeah, you should, you
We'll
should,
see.
you should, you should. But that'd be crazy if you end up not getting top four. Though, but you should.
Yeah, oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah, man. So, guys, this is Adam the Great. Big supporter of the channel. Appreciate him coming through. He did come on a couple times in the past, and he wanted to come through and talk about match week 34. So definitely in the future, you guys will see Adam again. I think you did a great job, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And just keep being a very kind-hearted person. It goes a long way. And you know what I
I
mean?
agree. I agree.
Yeah, appreciate the support, man, that you give to the channel, man. So,
No, no problem.
guys, I'm your boy Dom with a guest Adam the Great. Appreciate the turnout once again, and all the
No
best to
problem.
the teams on the weekend. So, from Adam and I, until next time, peace out. Rich
Rich
Squad.
squad.
Peace.